Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Think of all that time. Every wait in the winter. All that time. No one else saw. Every sprint in the summer. Think of every sacrifice. Early mornings on the levee. Late nights in the film room. Bus rides to playoff games. Every bump in the road. Every moment of ecstasy. Every moment of doubt. Years wondering. Is it all worth it? It's all led to this. Man, I got this. It's a 60-minute drive for a 60-minute game. After all the miles we've traveled, we're almost there. After all the hours we've worked, one more can make us legends. After all that time, this is our time. Caveman on the line. HG got the stats.
No filters, no suits, just facts on blast.
He seems like no nonsense guy. Like
re-emphasize that for the Saints fans out there on TikTok. Caveman. What did you just say?
The rebuild starts right now.
Marshawn
Lattimore's gone, so the defense, like we're not getting any better.
To the left, got the edge and grind. We break it all
Get it into
down
Smith.
like
What a pass! That's it! Danielle Smith with the game winner! Oh my goodness!
And that is why you have Aaron Fry pass the ball in.
We roar from the base to the backfield floor. No filters, no fake control. We
So real here. Like you have you have the best quarterback in the league, arguably, the best wide receiver in the league, and you've got the best edge rusher in terms of total sacks in the season. You're 4-7, and your playoff chances are hanging on by it.
HG on deck, stats loaded in primes. Reading the field.
Let's make it interesting.
We're making it interesting. Come on. Give us the freaking one.
Breaking down ball like a heat wave blade.
Oh, let's go! Oh, no. Put him in there. Did not put him in there.
We see through the hype. Call out the feed.
So don't you go saying that you're never going to see that. You're such a hater.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Welcome everybody. You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle for episode 12 of the Football Frenzy, everybody. We got an action-packed episode. Conference championships just passed. Our final college football playoff bracket has been set. And our finalists for the Heisman Trophy are set. We got those released last night. There's a lot to cover for college football today. And good old Week 14 passed us in the NFL. We got AFC and NFC playoff pictures are shaping themselves together now. And it
The
is
Chiefs season is hanging on by a thread.
they need to lose one more game for me to feel safe, because 7 losses is like, all right, that's still kind of a playoff team. They
They
drop
could
one
win
more.
4 straight and be 10-7 and a wild card. Yeah. I kind of hope the Titans upset them. I think that would just be hilarious. That's one of the teams they have to play. I'd honestly, I'd rather the Broncos lose to the Chiefs again if it means that the Titans end their season. It'd be even funnier if it was the Titans over us. I don't even care.
So you're totally okay with the Chiefs ruining your Christmas?
Yeah, the Chiefs can win on Christmas if the week before they get eliminated from playoff contention by the Titans.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I won't even care. They could beat us by 50, but if the lowly Titans ended their season,
You know what?
sometimes
We'd actually love to see that over here until the final whistle.
sometimes you enjoy watching your enemies fail more than seeing yourself succeed. That's just how it goes.
I know the Travis Kelce haters this season. They're having a field day. It's been a rough year.
It's been a pretty successful hate watch all season. It's been good, man. He's yeah. It's looking like it's time for him to hang him up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
That game was in Arrowhead. People were leaving in the fourth quarter.
Right.
It's
Well,
crazy.
that was still a close game too, man.
That's crazy to think about. Chiefs fan leaving the game when they have opportunities to still win it. They messed it up every time, and they're kind of right for leaving. But it's just weird to think about that, like, fans of that team leaving the game early.
Seems to me like there are a lot of Fairwater fans there too that are not all of a sudden not Chiefs super fans anymore. Now that they're losing games.
Not so worth it to sit in the cold when your team is at the 500 mark coming into week 15.
And they're already calling for Andy Reid to be fired, man. It's
that's crazy.
Unsuccessful season, they're losing it.
That's crazy.
I mean, there were some boneheaded decisions in that Sunday night game that we'll certainly go over. Did you want to actually start on the NFL this week? Why not?
You know what? Let's do it. Let's get into
Certainly more to cover there. Not as many college games, but we'll save the most explosive discourse about who got left out of the playoffs. We'll save that for the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned in for that. But we'll get into a rundown of everything that went down week 14 of the NFL season. Starting on Thursday night, the Cowboys and Lions were squaring off. The Lions simultaneously kept their playoff hopes alive, while I feel like just about dashed out all the Cowboys' hope. I mean, they still got a chance, definitely. But that
the Eagles losing last night really did help the Cowboys.
Does help the Cowboys a lot. That's true. But a 44-30 loss to another playoff team probably is going to make it really tough to get in. Winning the division is probably their best chance at this point.
Yeah. And they really only can lose like one or two more games.
Yeah. Now the Seahawks are continuing the roll. Man, that is maybe the best defense in football. Certainly top 3 for me. Just all over the Falcons and this one. Despite, Sam Darnold is kind of a slow start from him. He did end the day with 3 touchdowns. But this was a 6-6 game at halftime, Caveman. And the Seahawks ended up winning by a final score of 37-9.
You love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You love to see it.
The Buffalo Bills basically were able to stomp out any hope of Bengals making the postseason. I just feel like with 9 losses at this point, it's not in the cards anymore.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Vintage Josh Allen and Joe Burrow game, but it was the Bills'
This is
defense
very dual.
has been very shaky. There's been some good moments from them this season, but they've also really struggled at points. But they got some huge turnovers that really flipped the momentum of this game, and the Buffalo Bills end up winning 39-34. Now we had the battle of the lowly Titans and Browns, and it was honestly
A
great game, dude.
Cam Ward versus Shador Sanders. You knew that was going to be a duel.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it could be a fun one, dude. Tony Pollard coming to life in this one, and Shador, man, watching him play
That was
out
a
there,
tough game,
like,
Jeff.
it just seems like that Dylan Gabriel and that Joe Flacco nonsense at the beginning of the season was a huge waste of time. I don't know why we didn't have Shador in there from the start. And then when the game was on the line, he wasn't in the football game. We'll have to
Yeah, he's
break down
benched. He's benched when the game was on the line.
hatred. We'll have to talk about that more in depth. Here in a second.
364 yards, and he's not in on the final drive.
Absurd. We got the Commanders and the Vikings. JJ McCarthy actually playing like he's got an alter ego, and the Commanders just 1 week after going down to the final play with the Broncos, lifeless on the road in Minnesota, they get shut out 31-0.
Is there like a curse over there that just causes everyone on their team to get hurt? Because I think Zach Ertz might need his entire right leg replaced. I'll get more into this game, but Jaden Daniels was just limping on the sideline. I thought he dislocated his arm. He was on the sideline limping around. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that Zach Ertz hit, man,
That was filthy.
how up there he is in his career. That might be a career ender, dude. That was, the way his leg snapped.
It's it looks like he needs hip surgery, knee surgery, all ligaments replaced, and oh my God.
It looked like a rubber noodle out there. Just
It was bad.
the way it just snapped back and then flipped back forward. Ugh. Gives me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. But I hope he's okay, man. He's one of my favorite tight ends to watch.
He's a legend, dude. Hall of Famer.
You know what, dude? This is a team that's kind of coming up out of nowhere. The Miami Dolphins have won 4 straight or 3 straight, something like that. And I mean, don't look down. This team is 6-7. Something goes wrong. Somebody has a collapse down the stretch. I mean, I thought Miami was dead in the water, but they're
4-game streak that started with the Bills.
Yeah.
They beat the Bills 30-13.
Another big win over the Jets, who were down to an undrafted free agent rookie, Brady Cook, rather. Yeah. 34-10. It was rough. No offensive touchdowns for the Jets, just a punt return in this one. Dude,
Couple picks.
our next game in Tampa, Florida, Tyler Shuck, man.
He's inevitable.
Guy can ball. That was a big, shocking win, really, going on the road, beating the first place Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and now opening the door for the Carolina Panthers, potentially. Tampa is not looking great. And then there's going to be, I think our most likely victim is either the Lions or the 49ers, maybe the Bears, if I had to guess. That's going to just not be in the postseason, while a 9-8 Carolina or 9-8 Tampa.
Well, no, it would
Is
be. They would have to be the one team that hosts. They would be the 4 seed, and they would just get beat in the first round by a wild card team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that, just because like somebody from the South has to win, and
It
it's
kind of
such,
kicks somebody else out. Yeah,
right. Like there's probably going to be like 4 wild card teams with like 10 or more wins, and one of them's not going to get in because of the NFC South.
because of the NFC South.
And it's going to be somebody from the West or the North, because there's 3 teams there that could all finish with 10 plus wins.
Sorry, we suck, guys. We got to make this playoffs more interesting for you guys.
I mean, like,
once the Saints get back in the mix,
whoever gets that 4 seed is having either Seattle or LA most likely coming in. Like, whoever does not win the NFC West, out of between those two, I think is a lock for your 5 seed.
and they're just going to come to town, clean up shop.
Yeah.
It's kind of like JMU making the college football playoff.
A little bit like that, yeah. All right, another division matchup. The Jags take sole possession of first place in the NFC South with a dominant 36-19 victory over the Colts, whose season looks to be effectively over.
Yeah, they went from first in the AFC to they're going to finish third in the conference, because they have the same record as the Texans now.
Dude, they went
both 8-5. Jags are 9-4.
They went all in on Daniel Jones trading away 2 first-round picks to get Sauce Gardner, and now they're at the point where they're going to have a literal grandfather. Where he's working out for the team today. It might be their new starting quarterback.
I don't know why they're not just starting Riley Leonard.
He's also hurt.
And then there was like that freak injury with freaking Anthony Richardson.
Mm-hmm.
Like when their corner got a concussion, it was the same way, where it's like running around on the field to warm up, and then you got hit by a training staff guy. So, oh man.
Yeah, they're in the bleak situation. They're in Indianapolis.
Blake Groupie. Hey, Blake Groupie, are you playing more meaningful football now that your season's over? Oh man, you're playing more meaningful football, man. And now you don't have a quarterback. Dang, dude.
Yeah.
Dang, man.
Brutal. I feel for Colts fans, man. They were just a few weeks ago the 1 seed in the AFC. On top of the
shelf should have kept his mouth shut.
Yeah.
He just got some voodoo magic placed on him. And there goes your QB's ACL. That's it.
On to an NFC North matchup here. We have the Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers taking back control of the NFC North. A little vintage Rodgers in this one, man. He had some really impressive throws. The discount double check made a return. They finally remembered DK Metcalf is on this football team. And Baltimore, on the flip side, a lot of issues there. And I don't have any faith really in the Ravens. Just a complete and total meltdown from the team that we had that went to the playoffs last year. I seriously doubting their ability to make the postseason. They fall
to their offense, man.
Yeah, they fall at home to the Steelers 27-22. The Broncos in Vegas take on the Raiders, and I got lots to say on this game. We'll say for when we do an in-depth breakdown. All I'm going to say now is that it was one of the most dominant 24-17 wins I've seen in a while. And yeah, this was it was just nice for the Broncos to not be trailing at any point in the game this season. So that's their first victory this season where they didn't trail at any point in the game.
10th straight win,
mm-hmm.
taking them down.
10 straight, swept the Raiders. So it's been a really good season so far, but we have a brutal stretch coming up here soon. We'll talk about a little bit more later. And the first game in that brutal stretch is a team that just took back first place in their division, the Green Bay Packers, hosting the Red Hot Chicago Bears in Lambeau Field. And, I mean, hey, this was a great back-and-forth game. Caleb really started off slow, but he made some really impressive throws down the stretch, but ultimately threw the game-losing interception. Toyota-thon Jordan Love, and he is inevitable as well. 3 touchdown tosses in this one. Good to have Christian Watson back in that offense. 28-21. The Packers get the victory. But
I got a case to make for Jordan Love when we get over to this game, because he's been having the Toyota-thon season.
Right.
Not just in Toyota-thon. He's been having a good year.
The LA Rams just eviscerated their division opponent, the Arizona Cardinals, in the desert. Stafford tossed 3 touchdowns. Corum and Kyron Williams just ran roughshod through this Cardinals defense. And Puka Nacua quite literally looked like he was playing against middle schoolers out there, dude. I felt bad watching these Arizona DBs try to cover him. They've been good. Like, the Arizona's had some good secondary play when they've been healthy, and they were relatively healthy in this one, dude. But, like, Puka is just a different animal.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. He just made them look small out there, bro.
Watching him develop it's been pretty crazy. He's like turned into one of the best route runners this season. He's already got great hands, physicality, run after the catch. But now he's coming a complete wide receiver now. It's scary.
Gosh. Yeah. He is like 6'4", 230 pounds. So I mean, he's got like fullback size with wide receiver speed, and then obviously his route running is spectacular. His hands are spectacular. I mean, I'm a big JSN fan too. I really like those guys have been really great. Obviously, you got Jamar Chase is still elite. There's a case for Puka. You can make a case for Puka maybe he's the best receiver in the NFL. That's an interesting conversation to have for sure. We'll maybe table that for a later show. I just want to put that out there. When healthy, he's tough to stop. But
him and Stafford have had that chemistry for a while now. They're such a good offense, dude. They're crazy.
I think if he didn't get hurt, he would have probably crushed the receptions record, man. He was on an insane pace. And he probably would have gotten close to the single season receiving yardage record too if he didn't miss 4 or 5 games, whatever it was. Because, I mean, he came back and has not missed a beat. All right, we go to Sunday Night Football. We were talking about this. This will probably be where we start, just with so we can continue the hate watch. But Kansas City falls 20-10. Then another successful hate watch. If you don't like the Eagles, I was definitely rooting for them just to help the Broncos out a little bit. But an absolute stinker from Jalen Hurts. And
4 picks. Dude, he had negative points in fantasy.
Dog, he literally turned the ball over twice on one play. Threw a pick, recovered the defense's fumble, and fumbled it again. It was, not the prettiest game of football last night, but LA grits it out and gets a 22-19 win. We got Sunday Night Football. Houston Texans going into Kansas City, and I mean they just shut this defense. I think if I had to rank defenses in the leagues right now, I would probably go with Houston first, Seattle second, Denver third. But just with the way Broncos defense has been a little shaky the past 2 weeks, if we were going just in the last 2 weeks, I think Minnesota would be third with the way they're playing.
They're definitely a really
Overall
good
on the
defense
season,
too.
I think those have been the 3 best defenses this season overall. And then LA, the Rams coming in at a close 4th. And I'd probably give the Eagles 5th still. But Houston, undoubtedly, best defense in the
Easily.
league. That I could watch that hit that Jalen Petrie laid on Rashid Rice. I could watch that all day, man. Oh, that was
Clean hit,
a beauty, dude.
no helmet contact at all. Led with the shoulder.
I mean,
Jumped the route perfectly too.
that was
not
such
even
a
making a
big
play
hit.
on the ball.
With like you're wearing a Guardian cap and you still looked mean as hell after delivering that. Like that just when you got good technique and you just play good hard football, doesn't matter what you're wearing, it's gonna look tough. And that was like you said, I mean, he played that route perfectly. I mean, Rashid Rice like did a 720 in the air, bro.
That was so.
It was at least a 360, man. He like spun. That was a huge hit, dude. And then I want to talk about guy that came out of nowhere in this one. Tommy Tagaya, I think is how his name is pronounced. 10 tackles in this one. I mean,
He's going off.
Wasn't a lot of solo tackles, but got a sack, couple of QB hits. But yeah, he was just involved. It was like usually the first guy there on these stopping the run and
He was
everything.
right in the middle every time.
The rest of the team could rally to it. Yeah, only 2 sacks out of this Texans defense, but they were still, I mean, getting after Mahomes all night. He
Coverage.
he put up an absolutely abysmal game. 14 of 33, only 160 yards, 3 interceptions, a QBR of 19.6. Passer rating of 19.8.
For the first time ever, Skip Bayless made a great point.
Oh, God.
For the first time ever, Skip Bayless made a great point. That this season, we are seeing like a wildly inaccurate version of Patrick Mahomes. And we're he's trying to make plays in the pocket, and I feel like it kind of is hurting them this year. That he's trying to extend plays and try to get that offense going like he has in the past, and it's not working out. He's not putting anything on their numbers. To be behind them, next to their head.
I mean, it's
just somewhere where they have to try and make an acrobatic play.
Even when it's in the quick passing game, he's been missing, some of those gimme throws and everything too. Where it's just he's rushing them, and it's just not the same, hyper efficient Patrick Mahomes that we're used to seeing, where he can, he's hitting these guys in the quick passing game, and then when he needs to extend plays and make throws down the field, he's able to do that. It just hasn't had that ability that season.
Because they're still trying that same style of offense that they were kind of doing last year. A lot of mesh with Rashid Rice and Xavier Worthy and Kelsey, just trying to get him in open space in that passing game. And it is a lot of quick passes. It's short drag routes. Kelsey doing his little 5 to 10 yard little China route that he likes to do. They just have not been successful this year at all. They've been really, really inefficient.
I think a big reason of that, though, is going back to the last Super Bowl. The Eagles kind of just really pressed up on them and really just hit them at the line of scrimmage. And I think teams are still kind of doing that in a sense, and they're bringing guys down into the box more, and they are daring. They're all right, let's see, can you really throw the ball down the field on us like that? and they're not playing that too high shell. They're muddying it up, and so I think that might be more of the inaccuracies there too. Is like yeah, when the Mahomes is throwing it to these guys, I mean, like because of all this like meshing and these rub concepts and like the quick outs. I mean, like he's throwing to guys that are generally like wide open, and now it's like maybe there's more congestion, more defense down there that he's maybe thinking about it too much, and it's just leading to some inaccuracies. And it's not like they're not quite those like wide open layups that they were in the past.
And they don't have a run game to really support either. They aren't successful. Like last season, every once in a while, they're just pulling up, calling 27 dive. And Kareem Hunt actually had a pretty solid like second half of the season with them. Like had a pretty good playoff push with them. They're just not successful in the run. They can't really open up passing game. And this is the perfect team to do it against. 7 pass deflections, 8 QB hits, 2 sacks, and you get 3 picks.
Dude, like I said, I've been saying this. Like, I mean, the Texans, it's not an overly complicated defensive scheme either. It's like we're bringing 4 most of the time, and then we're just going to man up on you, dude. And, bro, my boy Pat's still the number 1 corner in the league, but it ain't a large gap between him and Derek Stingley, who is, I think, clearly without a doubt the number 2 cornerback in the league, dude. He's been a huge reason of their success. And then, I mean, Kamari Lassiter there on the other side, dude. I would definitely take Lassiter over Riley Moss, because Lassiter is, I think, a lot better in the run game. Because again,
they're just all so physical.
Like Stingley and Lassiter, they're just big too. They're strong. Like they will jam you up at the line of scrimmage and just really make it tough for you to get out there. Like that's just like the Texans are like. I mean, we're just big and fast. Like, good luck. We're we're coming downhill at you. Like you better. It's gonna be tough to get us on our heels.
And they're all just they're so big. They're corners. Like Derek Stingley is 6'1", almost 200 pounds, and Kamari Lassiter's 180, like 6'1", 180. Great size. I mean, really.
And I think they're like long too. They've got like a crazy wingspan, dude. Like that's like just super lanky arms. They just look they just look different out there compared to most other cornerbacks in the league.
They're paired up in the secondary with some really good linebackers that just go sideline to sideline. Or they could pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. But Al-Shaair, To'o go sideline to sideline and just run around like torpedoes trying to make hits. They're nuts.
Yeah. I guess the only good thing I can say about Kansas City in this one is the defense is still playing pretty well. Nick Bolton, Drew Tranquill, they've been, they're still playing the run fit at a high level, and they're still pretty good in the coverage. Chris Jones I think he only had a sack in this one, but he was still pretty disruptive. He ended up with like 4 QB hits as well. So, I mean, only 2 tackles and a sack, but he was getting through all night and was certainly a force out there.
I think the only person I'd say on their defense kind of having a down year is Karlaftis, just based on pressure wise. I mean, he's got 6 sacks this year. I feel like last year he was like a game wrecker off the edge.
Say McDuffie, man. McDuffie was like an all-pro last year. And like he hasn't been like terrible, but I mean, like you just see it, like he is just getting beat a lot more. And he just does not seem as locked down. Like, I mean, like last year, like he was playing like a top 5 corner Like he was an All-Pro. I mean, Pro Bowler. He was like had a super great coverage rate, like really low completion percentage when targeting him. I don't like he maybe gave up like 2 touchdowns all year. If I and this year just not as good. I don't have his the advanced coverage stats, but yeah, 45 tackles, only 1 interception, 7 pass deflections.
It's definitely a quieter season from him.
Right. Well, I mean, Nico Collins burned him pretty bad a couple times in that one. So the downfall of Kansas City, man, it's
upon us.
Good thing to see. We'll see it. I mean, I'm just enjoying it this year. Want them to lose one more, and then hopefully we can keep them out of the playoffs.
Then they'll be safe. We'll feel a little bit safer about them.
And we can just enjoy the postseason. They'd be really the only team in there that I'd just be, rooting against. I don't think there'd be too many teams that I would have that much of a bias against. It's just really the Chiefs, man.
Yep.
Let's flash it back to Thursday night football. How about that?
I wish the Cowboys had some defense, man.
Yeah.
It's really their secondary. Once you try to pass, like, they don't have anyone that can really cover.
Jerry Jones thought Deron Bland was worth paying more than Micah Parsons, which
I mean, he led the team in tackles. That just shows that he wasn't the best in coverage.
Yeah. And then they also just were getting, cooked by some of Dan Campbell's play calling. Got to go check out Film Watchers on Instagram and TikTok, man. He had a beautiful all 22 breakdown of this play that Dan Campbell called, just attacking this zone coverage scheme that they played. Like, it would have worked perfectly. Like, Goff threw a really good pass over the top of the defense because of it's a lot of because of how dangerous Jahmyr Gibbs is with the ball in his hand. That really blew that scheme up. But like the way they dialed this up, man, I mean, Goff ended up throwing a touchdown, but if this defender didn't hesitate dropping back into his zone, like he could have just thrown it underneath Amon-Ra, and with tons of room to run anyway. So it was working one way or the other. So they're in their bag there. But you're back to the Cowboys secondary. It's been bad this year, but the guy that's really just started playing for them recently in the past few weeks is a rookie out of Eastern Carolina, Siobhan Revel, man, has finally been getting some snaps on the field. Like, I mean, he played a little bit in their season opener, didn't really record any stats, and then coming out of the bye, he's been in the starting lineup against so he's played against the Raiders, Eagles, Chiefs, and now the Lions. A couple of tackles. He's got a pass deflection. I mean, he really doesn't get thrown at a whole lot. And he's been, I think, their highest graded coverage player according to Pro Football Focus.
Only really one possession in this game where he made mistakes, and that's only because the Cowboys kept coming out in a look where he was one-on-one with CeeDee Lamb. You're a rookie in the NFL, you're gonna get attacked. They're probably gonna get bullied for this red zone possession really quick by CD and Dak. You kept giving him a one-on-one look, and he got a bad PI on a third down, and then allowed the touchdown reception. But for the rest of the game, he balled out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this was just a lot of offensive firepower on both sides. So I'm not even surprised that there wasn't a ton of defense. I mean, Gibbs is just so explosive, and he didn't have a ton of yards, but still ended up with 3 touchdowns, and he caught 7 passes for 77 yards as well. JMO and Amon-Ra with over 90 yards, and then CD and Ryan Flournoy both with 110 or more.
Flournoy, dude, getting this game of the season, career night for him.
He's super underrated as a wide receiver 3, man. Like, he'd probably be like the way he's playing this season. I think like a lot of teams would take that as like a wide receiver 2 production. I mean, he'd like still like when you have George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb out there on the field taking up a lot of the targets, to still have 350 yards and 3 touchdowns is pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's having a solid season. I mean, Dak, on the other hand, too, I mean, he's throwing like a mandatory pick a game, where it's like you just got to get a couple of them out the way, and then he starts playing really good. Like,
unfortunately, in this one, he had that.
It wasn't enough.
Yeah, he had the late pick. Like, he had one early, but didn't quite bury them. But then they threw that late pick when they were down multiple scores. That basically.
He's having a good year, aside from like ball security. But when you're playing down all the time and your defense isn't getting any stops, like, you're gonna go out there and just sling it every possession. Like, Javonte has had a really insane season. Already 1,000-yard rusher with 9 touchdowns, 215 carries. But they eliminated him in this game. Lions won at the point of attack. Just beat him in the line of scrimmage. Dak had to throw the ball 50 times. It's like still 31 of 47. Like,
I'd say
pretty accurate.
Jared Goff is having himself a really great season too. Now, he's thrown for 3,300 yards, 26 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions. He's been super efficient. He's got a great completion percentage this year as well. Let me see. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I think I can find it here. 70%.
Oh, that's for the last game.
Yeah, 70% on the season. But he's been really efficient for him. And I think like some of what he does gets undersold with how good Jahmyr Gibbs is. And
really, the whole team is so good.
Yeah. I mean, he's still playing at a very high level. Getting the ball out quickly and protecting it very well this season, which I don't think you can really put a lot of the Lions' losses on him. It's like he's still played pretty well, even in some of their L's this season.
This overall, any Cowboys game is going to be a fun watch.
Yeah,
because they might lose, but they're still going to put up like 30 points and just force the other team to score. Yeah, if you want to beat us, you got to put up some points too. Make it a little bit of a shootout.
We'll say, I mean, for the Cowboys to win out, it's very doable. They've got the Vikings on Sunday Night Football next week. The Chargers, Commanders, and Giants. Minnesota's defense could be problematic, but they do have 9 back there at QB. I'm still not ready to. I mean, one okay game against Washington is not going to change my mind. And I think the Cowboys defense, as of late, has been better overall. They weren't, obviously, Thursday night wasn't their best showing post-bye week, but they've been improved since the bye week. The Chargers will be tough. That is a home game for them, though. And again, like my poor Justin Herbert is just like if there was ever a game to be getting a lot of pressure, to be this one, man. Herbert took a beating last night. So, and Commanders, Giants, yeah, they could. They could definitely take care of business.
Definitely get those two.
Well, we were talking about the Eagles and the Chargers. Let's jump over there.
Let's do it, man. Because what the heck's going on with Jalen Hurts? Preseason, off-season, beginning of the year, I was a huge supporter of Jalen Hurts. I was very upset that people weren't putting him in the top 10 rankings. And slowly throughout this season, I kind of have him outside the top 10.
Yo, somebody at my work, we were talking about overrated quarterbacks while we were watching some of the games this Sunday. And somebody at my work made a great point that I hadn't even really considered until now. Jalen Hurts is really just Justin Fields on a more talented roster. I mean, you've got the athleticism and, the big arm and everything, but neither of them can read a defense. They both hold on to the ball so long. And I think those deficiencies in Hurts' game have been covered up a lot more by how good the Eagles' offensive line has been for so long and how well they run the football. But I mean, when he's really had to drop back and throw it a lot, and I mean, it's not just like a give me on the go ball one-on-one where you let Devontae or A.J. Brown go up to try to win a 50-50. It doesn't look pretty, man. I mean, he holds on to that ball a long time. And some of these throws, dude, I'm like, what do you see? He's throwing it right to the defenders, or he's staring down where he wants to go. The game-losing interception, dude, Cam Hart just read his eyes all the way.
Yeah, he was just staring down Smitty in triple coverage. It wasn't even a good.
He just dropped right into the passing lane, tipped it right over to Tier Tart, I think, or no, it's Tony Jefferson who got the interception, and that was your ball game, man. The Eagles defense is still playing great, man. They got Herbert 7 times. They had 7 TFLs, 11 quarterback hits. They had 3 fumble recoveries or 2 fumble recoveries. Beg your pardon, one of those was Hurts recovering a fumble. And they still had an interception. They just could not take care of the ball. And the special teams, Burton Covey had a couple of nice returns, punting and kicking, punt and kick return. Jake Elliott did have an uncharacteristic miss, but that was kind of a far field goal.
Yeah,
This was one of Saquon's best games of the season. He had a long touchdown run, man. He had that 52-yarder, which was some vintage Saquon Barkley. I mean, Herbert was 12 of 26, dude. He was under siege.
I think he had something to prove in this game, dude, because, usually I'll blame his O-line, but it's he was just trying to make a lot of plays in this game. And he was really the only one in the Chargers offense that wanted to keep drives going, because anytime they got into a fourth down situation, they just punted it or kicked a field goal. It's I get it. You want to stay in the game, survive in advance. Dicker's going to be a weapon, makes kicks for you, but at the same time, dude, sometimes you're in 4-down territory and you should just go for it.
I agree with that. I think in a game like this, taking points where you can get them was definitely the right move. With all the turnovers and just how well your defense was playing and how bad their offense was for a lot of it. You just take the points when you can get them, and it ended up, this ended up being a 3-point game. This went to overtime. Imagine not taking the points and getting stopped on 4th down. Yeah, I would just, when my offensive line is just letting Nakobe Dean run unblocked up through the A gap because my center doesn't know who he should be blocking on the play, I'm not even gonna bother trying to go for the fourth down.
No. But sometimes I wish Herbert was just throwing it away in this game. I think he might have taken only like 3 or 4 sacks instead of 7.
Mm-hmm.
Or just like less QB hits if he just got rid of it.
Probably.
Good to see
even
Hampton
still,
back.
I don't know. Like it was the Chargers can probably still make the playoffs, but I think they're another first round exit because this offensive line is just porous. I mean, Herbert was also their leading rusher in this one, and I mean, like
that's tough.
They were just. I mean, like if they you bump into like if you get Houston again or something in the first round, or like I'll be interested to see how they play against the Broncos here in a few weeks. Hopefully, our defense
Herbert
they were pretty good. They were pretty good aside from like the opening drive against the Raiders, but the Commanders game did give me a little concern. But yeah, I just like they're going to struggle a lot. I think to be able to move the football. I mean, Omarion Hampton was the leading receiver. I mean, Kamani Vidal rather was the leading receiver and he caught 160-yard pass.
Well, that's also the craziest thing too. Like none of the receivers or anyone got more than 3 passes caught.
Right.
It's like a game that they shouldn't have even won.
If Hurts doesn't give the ball away 5 times, I mean, the Eagles probably dominate.
A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, and Devontae Smith were all getting open.
I mean, I know I hate to be just stating the obvious here, but literally ball security is everything. I mean, you look at I mean, you probably were better than LA in almost every aspect here. You were not as good on third down. I'll give them that. The Chargers were better on third down, but you outgained them passing and rushing yards. You had less penalties. You got more sacks. You didn't quite have as much time in possession. But you guys they quite simply just kept giving the ball to the Chargers in favorable position. Like the Chargers really couldn't move the ball a lot. I mean,
no. That's why
all those takeaways you
that's high.
Only ended up with 22 points, so it wasn't, and 265 yards of offense, so it wasn't a lot. But they've got
the defense did their job to kind of play really good. Only allow 1 touchdown in the first quarter. You just couldn't maintain any type of lead in this game. That's what the Eagles need. They need to get a 14-3 lead in the first half, and that's their game. They want to play. They're going to continue to run the football, and
they just need the ability to throw or to run the ball and throw a bunch of quick passes. And it's when Hurts when he's we've seen it too much. I mean, I've seen him have good games, standing back there in the pocket and throwing the football. But there's just too many instances where it is just an utter disaster like it was in this one.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. So
downfall for both of the Super Bowl teams.
It's crazy.
Eagles still probably going to win the division, but
at making the playoffs. But look at
they'll still probably be a 3 seed in the playoff.
I think
considering they'll probably win the division.
Yeah, they'll probably be the 3 seed.
But that's a mediocre 3 seed right there.
And I mean, think about who the 6 seed could be. Could be scary good for the Niners team. I mean, like, they keep winning despite all the injuries. Could it be the Bears that beat this team? Could it be the Lions, looking for some revenge? Is there a possibility that maybe the Seahawks or the Rams drop back into there? I don't know. Could maybe the Packers lose the division and they end up dropping back into there with the chaos of the final schedule? I've seen them beat the Lions. I think they could probably do that again. With the way the Packers are looking, I don't have any confidence in them beating any of those teams besides maybe the Lions.
Yeah.
Even so.
The Eagles got those teams early. Like, they beat the Rams, beat the Packers, beat the Lions earlier. But, like, coming down to it, the Eagles looking like they're going to limp into the playoffs.
Their schedule does
unbeatable.
Get a lot easier. I mean, they've lost 3 straight, but then they've got the Raiders, Commanders, Bills, and then Commanders. So, I mean, Buffalo is really the toughest game they've got left on their schedule on the road in New York. That'll be a challenge for them. All right, K-Man. Let's rapid fire through some of these blowouts here. Obviously, some bad teams just getting curb stomped. Do we go with Seattle or LA first? Which one do you want?
Let's go to Seattle, man, because this team.
They were in Atlanta, but it was all Seattle.
They're so dominant, and the Falcons are too inconsistent to play a team that is this good defensively. Because you're going to figure it out that the Falcons just suck.
Falcons weren't even the best team from Georgia to play in their own stadium that weekend. It was
Georgia.
It was the Bulldogs.
It was the Bulldogs.
I mean, I feel like the Bulldogs might have been able to score more points against the Seahawks defense. I'm just kidding. They're going to Stockton would get devoured by this Seattle defensive front.
That would be nasty.
All right, we're going to talk. I mean, I think this game might just put him as a lock for defensive rookie of the year, bro. Nick
Emenwari.
Sick. Dude, he blocked a field goal in this one. He had 6 tackles, got a sack, couple of TFLs, a pass deflection, and another QB hit as well. Bro was all over the field.
The sack, he got that he got the blocked field goal.
In the interception too.
Yeah, he got the field goal, blocked it. Then, like, 2 possessions later was the pass deflection on a big 3rd down. And then on literally, like, the next quarter, guy goes and makes a play and gets a pick. It was like a tip pass on that one where just a bunch of pressure got to Kirk Cousins and tried to shovel pass it away, and it was just tipped around, picked off. If your defense is doing that all day, I mean, it doesn't matter who you got at quarterback. I think they could have been 10-3 with Geno.
Genuinely, yeah. That was probably the biggest mistake the Baltimore Ravens has ever done, is letting Mike McDonald get away from them, dude. This guy is a defensive master.
He's a guru, man. He's got this team locked in.
Some of the film I've seen from, like, what he's doing with, like, some of these schemes, it makes my head hurt. Like, the look he'll give you versus what the coverage and the actual play is, he's playing 4-dimensional chess with some of these offensive coordinators, man. He's
got some of the best disguised looks in the entire league, and you got coaches like Todd Bowles and Steve Spagnuolo still out there making play calling for defenses out here. Like, I mean, even Jeff Hafley, the Packers, great defensive play caller. Big shout out to Rashid Shaheed, though. He's been balling out since Weber State, man. That was the longest return for a touchdown this season, 100 yards. So he has that this year, And he also has the fastest touchdown in that deep ball that he caught earlier in the year on the Saints when he was running 21.9
Wasn't that like
miles
the
an hour.
longest scrimmage touchdown this year? Because that was like 89 yards. Was there?
The longest and the fastest play of the season.
Because I don't think anybody's gotten anything 90 plus yet this year.
Nope.
It's 89's been the longest.
I mean, he was breaking records this season and was really the wide receiver too in this game. 4 catches, 67 yards.
Like, I think that'll just be the one thing Seattle would like to get out to a faster start. And, I mean, they ended up running the football all right in this one, 26 carries for 129 yards, but they never really were able to go to, like, one back. But, I mean, if you can get it done – excuse me, geez. If you can get it done via committee, get it done, just be able to run the football. You know, like, if you can put up 130 on the ground to complement this passing offense, it'll be all right. And, like, you just have to be able to – there has to be that threat of the run, because when Seattle is able to come out and their heavy personnel looks and then throw out of that, I mean, they're throwing out of 12 and 13 personnel more than any team in the league. And when there's that serious threat against the run, that's where they're really carving teams up in the passing game. And, like,
yeah, that's when JSN gets a deep shot, man. So he'll be like the one receiver that's lined up out wide on those big personnel looks. Be like 2 tight ends. You just got one X out there, lone man, JSN.
Right, because I mean, Darnold wasn't looking great in the first half. This game was 6-6, and then Shaheed got the big touchdown return, and then they got a short field off of a takeaway, and the Falcons were already thinking okay, we gotta get ready to stop the run, and then Sam Darnold, they kind of hit a bootleg sort of play to JSN that went for a touchdown, and they got that lead, and they started throwing the ball better because Atlanta was oh, we got to stop the run. And then they started throwing more out of their heavy personnel looks. And that's when the stats really started coming. And then obviously they're oh, well, crap, we got to back off a bit. And they were just, then they'd go to the run. And so also just once Clint Kubiak got that lead, that offense was really, he was calling plays just when they were expecting pass, it was a run. Just when they were expecting run, it was a pass. So he did a really good job of play calling on that one, and it just snowballed from a close game to a just absolute beatdown there in the second half.
Sucks that he got poached, man. Seahawks doing a great job of just taking other people's coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Got head coach now is a great defensive play caller, and you're just humming on all cylinders. And they got one of the greats, man, Clint Kubiak, one of the most underrated offensive coordinators in the league. And we're seeing it this season. He's making JSN look like the offensive player of the year. And Sam Darnold is just humming. He's having clean pockets this season. He's seeing no ghosts. The only time he really had that bad of a game was against the Rams, and I'm pretty sure they still ended up winning.
They lost it by 2 points. But I mean, you look at that was another case of where it's if they didn't just give the football away. I mean, Seattle kind of dominated that game besides all the turnovers.
Both of them were.
But speaking of the Rams, they just eviscerated the Cardinals, man. This game was 38-10 going into the fourth quarter. Kyron Williams and Blake Corum have quietly become one of the scariest 1-2 combinations in the NFL here. They combined for 25 carries, 212 yards, and 3 touchdowns on Sunday. Corum was averaging 10 yards a carry, dude. I mean, he was just ripping off big ones. He had a 48-yard touchdown run in this one. Stafford, not to be outdone, still went 22 of 31, 281 yards, 3 touchdowns. Puka Nacua, 7 catches, 167, 2 touchdowns. Michael Wilson on the other side for Arizona did have 11 balls for 142 and 2 touchdowns. As somebody who had a fantasy team that had Puka Nacua and Michael Wilson as my wide receiver 1 and 2, I was eating good there, man.
Dominated.
That was a lot of fun there.
530 total yards for the LA Rams.
Like I said, I mean, there was some doubts were cast on this team after the performance that they put up in Carolina, and so they're like, no, we're still Super Bowl favorites. All right.
Yeah, they're still going to be in that conversation.
Just because we lost a 3-point game to a very good home team, I had some turnovers, doesn't mean we ain't still Super Bowl favorites. Like, don't forget that. We're also, grabbed 3 sacks from our defense, got an interception as well. Like a lot of the yardage, like Arizona ended up having 314 yards. A lot of garbage time yardage, like if we're being real. Running for 249 yards as a team for the LA Rams. Yeah,
51 yards total on the ground. Jacoby Brissett, old man. Jacoby was your leading rusher with only 22 rushing yards.
The run game was just non-existent for the Cardinals. It was brutal.
And this is the best strategy ever. Let Michael Wilson beat us, and we're just going to dominate everybody else. Trey McBride.
Yeah, they even took Trey McBride out of the game.
He was just eliminated. And they're not worried about Michael Carter, Jalen Brooks. Yeah. Marvin Harrison's out in this one too. So, go ahead and let Michael Wilson beat us.
Yeah.
He can have a career day in a 45-17 loss.
They'll take that all day, every day. So the Rams firmly back in the driver's seat. I think they jumped back into the 1 seed by virtue of the Bears losing, and then obviously they've got one more win over the Packers.
And the Packers have the tie too, so I don't think if they win the division they can be the 1 seed.
It would just depend on final records, but I think having that tie does make it
a lot harder.
Yeah, significantly tougher. All right, another blowout between really non-playoff teams at this point. 31-0 shutout from the Vikings.
Look at Nine, man.
Yeah, like I said, he played all right. 16-23, only 160 yards, 3 touchdowns. It was the Minnesota defense that just dominated. They forced a fumble. They had 2 interceptions, 2 sacks in this one. And what was looking like a bit of a revitalized Washington offense just a week ago was completely shut down. Jaden Daniels back at the helm. Didn't matter. Mariota came in for a bit. Didn't matter. They each had to pick. 2 quarterbacks combined could only manage 99 passing
99 yards, bro.
Every day. Yep.
They were under siege.
It was one of those days.
And again, back to that freaking hit on Zach Ertz, dude.
Couldn't really run
so many injuries.
Yeah. Man, I thought it'd be a tougher year for the Commanders, but geez, dude, this was just
I didn't expect 3-10. I expected maybe a second or third place finish in the division still. And maybe miss the playoffs.
I figured they could still win around 8 or 9 games.
Yeah.
The defense is way too old and washed. That's the big problem here. Bobby Wagner is still, he's still doing it at a high level at 35. He just knows where to be at all times. He had 16 tackles, a sack in this one. So he was fantastic still.
There's really only one guy on defense in this league, that's a timeless wonder, and that's Harrison Smith, man. I'm pretty sure he leads the entire NFL in interceptions, career interceptions.
He almost had another one in this game.
He did get one.
Oh, yeah, he did. Never mind. Yeah, the one I'm talking about. He did. It's him and Van Ginkel, man.
Van Ginkel just got a nose for the football.
This Vikings defense the past couple weeks has looked just nasty, dude.
Saints legend, Van Gink.
Dude, they shut down the Seattle's offense the week before. It's just, they had an absolutely horrendous performance from Max Bresner that basically led to all the Seahawks scoring. And this one, you know what?
Minnesota.
3 touchdowns out of McCarthy. Yardage was nothing spectacular. Took care of the football. Managed the game well while your defense just went out there and dominated. That's what you want to see from the young kid, all right?
That's exactly, yeah, that's right.
They ran the ball really well. Maybe the Vikings can find some stuff to build on. What's concerning for me is how, even in a 31-0 victory, still nothing really for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, 2 catches for 11 yards. Nothing even in garbage time for him either.
Luckily, they'll have an early offseason to start working on some of those issues. Another team, I don't care when their offseason starts. I don't know if any of their issues will ever be resolved. The New York Jets, man. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, did they miss Quinnen Williams. The Dolphins ran for 239 yards and 3 touchdowns on them. And Devon Achane got hurt early in the
first half.
He was on pace to have a monster day, dude. He had 7 touches and for 92 yards when he left the game with an injury, dude. He got hurt and left, averaging 13 yards a carry. So, I mean, imagine the numbers he would have put up if it was him back there the whole game instead of Jalen Wright and Ollie Gordon taking some carries,
The craziest thing about this, though, before the game, it was plus 1,500 odds for Jalen Wright anytime touchdown. So if anyone was wild enough just to say maybe Jalen Wright will get an end zone carry, you are one lucky person.
You got a pretty big payout there.
That's crazy. He wasn't even projected to come in and see the field. Achane getting injured, helping some people's sports betting day out, if you even picked it.
Like I said, now the Dolphins, they were dead in the water just a few months ago, going into about to go to or hosting Buffalo, about to go on the road to Germany, and they've won 4 in a row after defeating their division foes. I mean, granted, it's been against Commanders, Saints, and Jets now, but not entirely out of it. I don't know.
Just going to be tough with New England and Buffalo right in front of you.
I don't think there's any way you win your division. I don't even think they can.
No.
7 losses, because there's no way New England could finish with 7 losses at this point. They have 11 wins, so the worst they could have is 6 losses. On the flip side, man, poor Brady Cook, bro. That was just
what the heck?
A tough situation to come into. Even the Dolphins' defense has been playing better the past couple of weeks. I feel like the pass rush has just weirdly improved after they lost.
Yeah, it's like they just.
I mean, they got 6 sacks in this one. Tyrod Taylor got knocked out early.
It's the Zach Sealer guy with 2.5.
Dude, Zach Sealer's a dog. People be sleeping on Zach Sealer. He is a really good player, man. He's having his craziest year.
This was I feel pretty much all of his stats.
If you watch a Dolphins game, man, Zach Sealer, definitely makes more of an impact in the run game, but like still, he's not going to jump out to you statistically, but he's just like you watch him play, you're like, all right, that guy's got some dog in him. He's a good player. Very unsung type of hero. Yeah.
Yes, the Jets are kind of a team that, you can kind of just pin your ears back. They were letting Willie Gay, who's usually like coverage linebacker and not really ever like an edge rusher, they were sending him. He got a sack, tackle for loss in this game, and a pass deflection.
All right. Now I want to jump over to a game that didn't have a ton of playoff relevance, but was still a fantastic football game. Titans-Browns, Shador versus Cam Ward. I mean, Shador really outdueled Cam Ward in this one.
Way better passing day. 364,
I mean, Ward only had
3 touchdowns.
17 yards on 50% completion. The Browns defense just all of a sudden decided, we're going to get just run over by Tony Pollard. And I think there was a fairly big kick return from Shamir Dike that set up like a field goal opportunity. There was an interception that they returned decently. A fumble that also kind of put the Browns in the bad spot. But dude, despite that, man, Shador led them back, bro. He had 364 passing, 3 touchdowns. He also was the team's leading rusher with 29 yards and a touchdown. I mean, he was the whole offensive engine in that game. Him and Harold Fannin had a great connection. Fannin, I knew this guy was going to be sick. 8 catches for 114 and a touchdown.
Making David Njoku looking like he might be on another team here pretty soon.
Like a trade asset at this point, basically.
Yeah.
And I think at this point you're looking at it like, why does Kevin Stefanski hate Shador? That's the only explanation I got, because I mean, dude, he's like, this is now with finally 3 weeks of practice with the first team. I get it. It's against the Titans, but this is, I mean, the Browns are also a dog crap team. If I'm a dog crap team, what I want to see is my rookies show some promise and ball out against another dog crap team. Yep. That's what he did in this one, man. And then he leads that drive, gets them that touchdown to put them, down 8, puts them within 2 points, and your decision is to take him off the field and try to run some like ridiculous like pitch play. And Judkins, like, I don't even know what was he supposed to pitch it there? Was it like a fake and then he didn't
it looked like it was going to be like a reverse, like a double pass where the running back in Wildcat just pitches it to that receiver and then they're going to throw the pass or just take off. But he didn't pitch it. But at the same time, why are you running the ball when you have 61 total yards?
I think he bobbled it too. Yeah, like at that point, like Judkins had rushed for 26 yards.
Why he doesn't need
Shador had more rushing yards than him at this point in the game. What are we doing?
Put it in Shador's hands.
Like, dog, he's been making these plays all day. I mean, at that point, like, at least go put the ball in the hands of the guy that's been making plays all day. I mean, like, it can be attributed to nothing other than he just doesn't want to see him succeed. And I've seen some locker room stuff. It is so clear that Andrew Berry, the Browns GM, wanted Shador Sanders, and Kevin Stefanski wanted nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
It
doesn't make any sense.
It's baffling. Yeah. He should have just been the starting quarterback day one. I mean, like, you're Cleveland, dude. Like, you've got, like, most of your offensive production has been coming from rookies this year. Jerry Jeudy hasn't been really that good. Your leading
He's
tight
new.
ends, a rookie. Your best running backs, 2 of them are both rookies. You've gotten most of your passing yards from 2 rookies. Like,
And that swipe like defense too. Your rookie linebackers are making plays. Like, it's
Schlesinger,
not just
Mason
Miles
Graham's
Garrett.
been good in the interior.
Yeah. They're young guys, and this draft class has been really impactful on the actual football field.
I
And
honestly,
I don't
I'd say
understand why Shador's not on the field.
their worst pick was Dylan Gabriel, without a doubt. Shador, in a limited sample size, has played miles better than him. Like, it's like Shador has played 3 games. He's got 759 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Whatever, I can live with that because, you've got it's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. Dylan Gabriel, in I don't know how many starts. He's played, what, 6 games for him?
At least 5 or 6.
5 or 6. So in that frame, he's got 937 yards, 7 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. So, I mean, Shador's nearly caught up to him in production in half the sample size. And I just don't know what the thought process was here, where it's like, did you think you were going to be super competitive with Flacco in there? If that was the case, do you think that was your best case to be competitive? I understand it.
I don't. At the same time, it's like, what?
But
You thought you were going to be competitive with a 40-year-old quarterback
at this
when your
point, I
offensive
would
line
rather
isn't
just
really that great?
I would have rather just put it in the hands of the guy who I thought was the most accurate passer in this quarterback draft class. I think Shador is just the best. You look at all the QBs in this draft class, I think Shador was just the most accurate, and he had the best touch on the football. I think Cam Ward was the most gifted, the best arm talent, and then Jackson Dart was certainly the most, and a guy like Miller was the most athletically gifted stuff. But I would have just had Shador playing this whole season. It's kind of,
if Shador started and you got the same amount of output, which I think he would have, I think it would have been the exact same thing that's happening right now. Still would have been better than Dylan Gabriel. You could confidently say that this is a start of a rebuild for the Cleveland Browns. A nice, good young core that's playing, and they're actually very impactful on the team's success, and they make plays. It's a start of something new. It's like turning the page a little bit. This could have been a really good draft class for them if Shador played earlier in the year, but now it's kind of going to go to a waste. It's going to be another situation where they slowly lose all those guys again.
right.
And
I think honestly, with the way Garrett and this defense have been playing, I think if you put a guy with like Shador in there, I honestly think this team could probably have around 6 wins right now. I think at least 3 more games could have gone their way if they had a different quarterback in there. Because, Shador does kind of hold on to the ball for a long time, but the difference between him or Gabriel holding on to the ball too long is Gabriel just is undersized in the NFL. He's not as quick as the defenders chasing him. He just doesn't,
he doesn't have the breakaway speed that really was kind of showcased in Oregon.
The arm strength or anything like that to really compensate for his lack of stature. And
yeah,
I don't want to crap on the guy because he's an Oregon alum, but it's just he just did not have the tools, I think, to really be
he's
super
the least
successful
NFL ready guy in the draft,
especially not on the Browns. He wasn't a year 1 ready type of guy. Shador has some decision-making problems, but he's got plenty of physical tools to make up for that. And with the level your defense has played all year, he could have made a couple of those games where Myles Garrett had like a bajillion sacks, having Shador in there over Gabriel probably could have made a difference.
So I'm pretty sure he would have been just fine managing the game with Quinshaw and Judkins going off in the run game and just getting some quick passing game, getting him in a rhythm. Like now I feel like they're just kind of throwing him to the wolves and like whatever play call is called, like they just go out there and do it. It's
And
like
it's
they take a lot of deep shots with the rookie quarterback, and they're the Cleveland Browns. It's like, let's pump the brakes a little bit because we're 3-10, and let's try to find out what works instead of just throwing deep shots to Jerry Jeudy and like Isaiah Bond. Like they can, like those shots connected because Shador Sanders making a great throw.
All right, Kim, I'm going to speed this up a little bit here because we are kind of definitely want to still have some time to get to college. We still got a number of pro matchups to get to. So I want to jump us over to the Jacksonville game here. It was a blowout, so there isn't really too much to dissect here. Obviously, the Colts season kind of coming to an end. We gave our thoughts on that. I just don't. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with the quarterback situation. Don't envy that. Maybe it's Phillip Rivers. I'm checking my phone to see if there's any new notifications about decisions on that. It doesn't look like it is. Like they've figured out a quarterback spot. It'll be tough.
It sucks that Riley Leonard got hurt because kind of had a similar completion to the T-Law, just wasn't able to get any in the end zone.
I feel like Riley, you have Jonathan Taylor. Like if there was a guy that was good at handing the football off or running with it himself, it was Riley Leonard, you know? So he did a lot at Notre Dame. But, yeah, for the Jags, man, I mean, T-Law's been playing pretty well. Well, I'm liking to see from him, it's not like he's, lighting it up by any means, but he's being, an effective game manager. He's not turning the ball. His turnovers have kind of gone down. I feel like he's just taking better care of the football, which has just been huge for them because the Jaguars got a pretty nasty defense. I mean, they ended up getting 2 fumbles in this one and 2 interceptions. They had 4 total takeaways. They only got 1 sack in this one, but they really bottled Jonathan Taylor up really well. I mean, 21 carries for 74 yards. Yeah, when Taylor gets bottled up, Indy struggles to win football games. That's just kind of been their Achilles heel all season. And on the flip side, wasn't even the best rushing performance we've seen out of Jacksonville all year, but it was still solid. I think they can run the football well, and T-Law can just be efficient and take care of the ball. They'll be all right. They'll definitely be tough to deal with. Jacoby Myers, I think, was also a great addition for
one of the greatest freaking trade deadline ads of this season.
Seriously, I feel like he's not getting talked enough, man. Let me see here. What he joined the Jaguars after they played the Raiders, right?
Yeah, it was after that week they ended up making that trade.
Okay, cool.
Let's see.
So then after that they played Texans. Yeah, all right. I got it. I'm not good at math, so I'm adding together his total yardage just to. All right, so since joining the team,
636 yards. Oh no, that's still a total that they're giving me. God dang it!
He's got 284 yards since joining the Jags, 3 touchdowns, and 22 receptions. So 22 catches for 284 yards. Been a big contributor for him. Tim Patrick has really emerged and been a big part of this offense in the past few weeks as well. They're finally getting Strange the football a little bit. He's fully healthy on the
I
year.
will say in this game, T-Law was elevating the receivers a lot. He was making some great throws.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, he is one of the most frustrating quarterbacks for me because his tape is simultaneously some of the most beautiful, incredible looking passes I've ever seen. And then he also has some of the most mind-boggling, head-scratching like throws and turnovers that I've seen. And I'm just like, the lack of consistency, it puzzles me. All right, let's jump on over to another NFC North matchup here. Ravens Steelers. Like I said, DK Metcalf, they remembered he was on the team, 7 balls for 148 in this one. And I mean, it was a lot. It was Rodgers, man. I mean, 284, 1 touchdown. I mean, the Steelers ran for 34 yards as a team. I mean, Baltimore, they ran the football great, dude. They had 217 rushing yards in this one.
Yeah.
And, excuse me, Lamar still threw for like 219 and a touchdown. Really only 1 turnover in this one. But they just couldn't finish drives. It was
like that
the
pick.
weirdest thing.
Game.
I mean, they were pretty good on 4th down too. Just puzzling. Like, it just seemed like they were executing, at around the same efficiency level as the Steelers. There was a 1 interception that was pretty bad. Lamar was really inaccurate, which definitely helps. Didn't help some drives get going.
They outgained the Steelers. More first downs. Were better through the air, better on the ground. Just couldn't get in the end zone.
They settled for a lot of field goals.
It's all field goals.
That was a big difference.
It's all Tyler Loop out there.
I think the Steelers' defense has been playing a lot better. Moving, what's his name? Jalen Ramsey back to free safety has really just helped limit some of that explosiveness or the explosive plays that they were giving up. And I think we're seeing, TJ Watt kind of come to life. Patrick Queen, he had an incredible game. He had like 7 tackles, not like a ton of stuff that jumped out on the stat sheet, but it was just like he was like 3rd down. He was there to make a play. They don't have pressures listed here on the ESPN, but he had a good amount of pressures. I don't remember what that total was. Cole Holmgren had a good game as well. Alex Highsmith got after Lamar all game. And this was it was just some smash mouth NFC North football that the Steelers, when it came to finishing a drive in the red zone, the Steelers were able to do that.
They were able to do it.
Ravens weren't. That's the big difference. Baltimore's remaining schedule, I know they got Pittsburgh one more time. It's Cincinnati, New England, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh. So the playoffs,
that's tough,
might be in jeopardy. Just might.
Yeah, that is a tough stretch to end the year. You're already 6-7. And the Steelers just leading the division now. 7-6. Another crappy division, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whoever wins that is going to be hosting the most boring playoff game of all time.
I'm looking at the Steelers' remaining schedule, a bit more favorable. They got the Dolphins on Monday night, although Miami's been looking tough, so I wouldn't And like that could do a lot for Miami, just beating the Steelers in general. If then they've got the Lions, Browns, Ravens. So it's not going to be the easiest closeout to the season for the Steelers either. So the race for the division is still very much open. And I mean, heck, looking at both of those schedules, I said that the Bengals were written off, but after this loss to the Bills that we're going to jump into here, but I mean, man, maybe 9 losses isn't enough to lose the North. I don't know. They could still sneak in there, but they're going to have to avoid some disastrous takeaways like they had in this game against Buffalo.
This was insane, dude, because Burrow was having a perfect game.
He was
until those 2 picks.
I mean, he was fantastic in this one besides those 2. I don't like the thing with Benford, like I just don't know like what even happened there. Like I mean, it's still a little difficult when you got that defender coming right at you to like layer it over the top, but like usually that kind of just leads to you maybe being a little inaccurate or just having to like throw it at a weird arm angle, but like he just tried to like lightly.
Yeah, he wasn't really holding the ball. Like he's holding it like this and just kind of try to toss it over Benford's head.
Almost like shot put it a little bit. It was bizarre, dude. And yeah, that was just an easy one. Then the other one, I mean, the pass getting batted at the line.
That was insane. It got batted backwards so quickly that the cameraman didn't even know where the ball was. And he was like
that one, I don't put that one as much on Burrow. That's just kind of like a freak play. It was a good.
The freaking lake effect snow in Buffalo.
Good play by the
defense. These teams could even pass the ball in this weather was nuts. Josh Allen had 6 incompletions in a freaking dump of snow.
I mean, this was an elite QB duel, bro. Like, that's just what it was. Burrow, Allen, I mean, that was just 2 elite quarterbacks doing what they do. Like, Burrow, besides the 2 picks, had 284 and 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns through the air.
And Josh Allen, man.
Had 4
There was some shakiness, but dude, the past couple of weeks, he's been playing like at an unreal caliber, dude. He had 4 total touchdowns in this one, 251 through the air. He had 78 yards on the ground.
That 40-yard rushing touchdown was nuts.
Yeah. Dude, his last 5 games, he's been stellar. Has been a little careless with the football. He's got 6 interceptions, but he's got 1,250 yards, 9 touchdowns. He's completing 69.5% of his passes. And they're 3-2 over that stretch. So they've been putting up a lot of points. But the big thing for Buffalo, and they did a good job of getting him involved with this too. But just them being able to run the football is where they can get. They're just so dangerous. And whether it's mostly James Cook or a split between him and Josh Allen, just being able to put the ball on the ground, that honestly makes them more explosive. They're able to be more explosive in the run game, I think, than in the pass game.
It kind of worked in the Bills' favor in this one because the Bengals needed to run the clock out in the fourth quarter. The Bills had 1 timeout, like the midway point of the fourth quarter. If you run the clock out and you're Cincinnati, that's a win. But they couldn't get anything going on the ground. Samaje Perine was your leading rusher, 31 yards. They couldn't control the clock how they wanted to, and I think those picks really did happen because they couldn't just lean on a running back there later in the game. Like,
it's true.
They needed to run the football there to win.
Because that first one, that came when the Bengals were up 28-18, 10-point lead. It was late in the third, so you're still trying to work some clock. Obviously, yeah, you still want to throw it there, but I think that they were going to the, it's first. That was like it happened on first down, if I'm not mistaken. Like, so they're trying to throw it on first down, and it's like when you don't feel comfortable to run the ball on first down, or like it's a bad weather game, and you're trying to get too cute, or you don't trust the running game enough, or you're throwing it on first down.
Yep.
And that just puts you more at risk for disaster to happen, and then disaster happened. And I've never seen the momentum of a game flip so dramatically in such a short amount of time. That was kind of insane.
It was back-to-back snaps. The pick six, kickoff return, 1st and 10, balls batted into another defender's hands for the second pick. It was back-to-back offensive snaps for the Bengals.
Dude, I tell you what, I'm just trying to get a gauge of the playoff picture here. Likely 5 seed rather is the Buffalo Bills. Man, that would be the team I'd be the most nervous about the Broncos having to play round 1. I would hope, honestly, at this point, I want either, if the Bills are going to be the 5 seed, I want either the 1 seed or the 3 seed.
That's one team I don't want to see either.
I do not want to see Buffalo in the wild card round, man. The way they're playing right now, Josh Allen has finally locked in, and it's been terrifying, dude. He is.
These are those games we need to worry about.
He's got the Superman cape on, dude. He looks like he's just in a league above everyone else out there, dude. He's playing against middle schoolers or something. That's just ridiculous. So I think Buffalo, as of right now, is looking like the most terrifying team to have to face in the
wild card round.
I'm not ruling out the possibility of them sneaking back and winning that division. I mean, the Patriots, it's possible, they can beat the Patriots next week. Then the Patriots could drop a game to the Ravens. And so then your Buffalo, you win out. You're going to be 13-4. The Pats could be 13-4. Then I don't know where the tiebreaker goes, because obviously you split. So I think it'd go based off of conference record.
Or might be based off of a head-to-head from playing another division.
That's true. I think it would. I think the second thing, though, is your record in the conference. If there's a tie and you're split in the head-to-head. Or it might be, I don't know what it officially is, but I think that at that point the Patriots would still have the edge on them if they win out, because their only in conference loss would be to the Bills this week. But the Bills also lost to the Dolphins, which might come to bite them in the butt. So they probably need the Jets or the Dolphins to beat the Patriots one more time. Not completely undoable, but even still, I feel like Buffalo's got the ability to go on the road and take any team down to the wire. Still 4 games left, though. See if they can keep this up. They do have a tough stretch. They've got the Bills do. They've got New England, obviously. They've got the Eagles. Browns could be a bit difficult just with dealing with Myles Garrett. That game's in Cleveland too, so you never know. All right. One final game before we get to our teams, Caveman. Bears, Packers. Let's go to the Lambeau Field here for a moment.
This really was the game of the week, man.
I gotta say, I'm excited for like what the future between these two teams could look like, man. Like
It's going to be a
this could
fierce
really
rivalry,
be
dude.
an incredible series, and finally be kind of competitive again going for it. If
It's gonna
Ben
get really
Johnson and
competitive.
his tenure really works out with Chicago, like I think it will.
I think it is going to go well, dude, because they're finding the success with Caleb and Ben Johnson right now. And their run game was pretty dominant there late. That second half, Monangai and Swift were just eating up the Packers.
Yeah, they
Same
were
with
really
Josh.
leaning on it out of halftime, and it was working well for them. It helped them get back in this one.
They went away from it in the final possession.
Yeah.
They couldn't. It's like they got afraid of running the ball in that last possession because Packers defense got a little bit stout. Like, they called the same exact play that they ran against the Eagles, where Cole Kmet just kind of leaked back out into the end zone as Caleb Williams rolled out left on a play action. And Packers were in the film room. They were all over it, and it got picked. It was a touchdown versus the Eagles. The same play call gets intercepted the very next week because
it's just Caleb wanted to go to the same spot, but he honestly probably should have just gone for DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore came open there.
The underneath option.
Yeah.
Had more success.
Honestly, would have still been kind of a tough throw because it's like he's a little bit behind Caleb, so it would have been a weird like adjustment. Might have been tough to get it there accurate. I guess maybe he felt more confident in his ability to throw the ball over the top of Keyshawn Nixon. Ultimately, he failed to do that, and the Packers got the victory. I would have just run it there. I mean, I'm not even going to lie to you, dude. Even if they thought the Packers were expecting that, like, you were running the football really well there in the second half.
Like, I would have just power run right there with Monangai. I think they would have got the first down.
Right. I mean, that's been working for you all season. I would have just trusted, what's been the strongest part of your offense all year. Like Caleb's developing nicely. We're seeing some of the incredible talent and athleticism. It's still his accuracy needs a lot to work on, and he kind of gets off to some slow starts, and got off to another slow start in this one here. And I think he was 0 for 6, 0 for 7 before he finally completed the pass.
Yeah. I think you really got to show our love to Jordan Love, though, man.
Because he's balling, dude.
He's not just top 10 in every category for no reason. 9th in yards, tied for 5th with passing touchdowns at 22, and he's got the second highest QBR in the league, the 73.
I think I had him in my top 6 quarterbacks at the beginning of the year, and I still stand by that, man. Like, he's had some struggles at points, but I don't know, man. When Jordan Love is on, he is just.
I think they just had to open up that playbook a little.
He's got such amazing arm talent. He's so accurate, and I mean his ability to throw on the run, and just the deep ball.
You got to let him be
passing. He's just throwing rockets all over the field.
They got to let him be the playmaker and the facilitator, and stay away from these screens.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. It's great. Jordan Love has the same birthday as me. He was literally born 1 year before I was. Same day. I just saw that.
There you go.
That's crazy. That's not really relevant to what we're talking about, but I just had to throw that out there.
Literally, been one of the guys this year, and I think they just got to let him facilitate the offense, man, and just make reads, because he's been throwing screen passes all year long where he gets himself in situations where it's let's put a ball in a playmaker's hands and see what they can do. No, let's put the ball in Jordan Love's hands and see what he can do with it. Because he's been slinging this thing. Back,
we can't undersell how important he is to that Packers offense. He gives them such an element of vertical explosiveness down the field. and it's helping the run game, kind of because he'll force you to back off out of the box a little bit more. So Josh Jacobs and Emmanuel Wilson can get some more down there. They've got Jaden Reed back off of IR. This team's getting healthy and cohesive at the perfect time. They're going to be tough on my Broncos next week for sure.
Oh, yeah.
They've got a lot of weapons to cover. I mean, God, could you imagine, like, with Watson and Reed back, could you imagine if they also still had Tucker Kraft? I think they're going to win the North. I do think Chicago could probably beat them in Chicago, but I think the Packers are going to win the North.
Probably win that division, yeah.
I think Chicago can beat them in Chicago. I don't think they're going to. We'll see how I feel in the week, but I want to see how the Bears kind of
end the season out
from this loss,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they got 2 tough road games. They got to go to Denver, to Chicago, then they're home for Baltimore, and then on the road against Minnesota.
They got some tough ones.
But there's a realistic shot they go like 2-2, 3-1 in that stretch. And if I'm gonna just compare that to who the Bears got the rest of the season. Because I don't know, the Lions might be able to do it. Might be able to catch them too, but I think the Bears are a bigger threat. But the Bears they've got Cleveland, Green Bay, San Francisco, and Detroit. So I think a little tougher there to end out the season. For if you're Chicago, and let's look at the Lions, because I don't want to write them off. But God, the Lions also, they've kind of got a tough stretch. They've got the Rams in LA. They got the Steelers, Vikings, and Bears.
Dang.
So I don't know. Drop in the comments. Who do you think wins the North? Because that's going to be another just crazy race.
Yeah, that's going to be tough
down the stretch. That'll be. I have no idea, man. Those are all. There's definitely all those teams have some really tough, easily losable games in there. There's not a lot of not a lot of gimmies, not a lot of easily winnable games. There are some very even matchups to finish out the season. Yeah, the NFC is kind of a total bloodbath.
Yeah, it's kind of there's a good reason why there's only one team with 10 or more wins in the NFC right now, and they just barely picked it up on Sunday. Rams are the only 10-win team, I believe.
The Seahawks are 10 wins.
Seahawks and Rams, only those two. Yeah.
And they've been playing for the most part this season. Aside from a game or two, they've been nearly flawless on both sides of the ball.
Firing on all cylinders.
Right. And they're still barely they still haven't even been able to really pull ahead of the pack. They're only a game up on some of the teams behind them. All right, okay, man. Let's get into this Saints game.
This was a great performance, dude. This was a great performance, man. Came out.
Gives you some hope for the future.
Yeah, it really is. Really is some hope for the future. Because this 2025 rookie draft class has been not very much to winning games like it was in 2017, but just on impact and most like team success, just overall progression, this has been a very important rookie draft class for us. A lot of guys are getting play time this year.
Can I?
Stinker,
Sorry,
Riley.
can I just pause it for 1 second because I want to. Schefter just broke the news. Phillip Rivers is going to be joining the Colts practice squad. So he is
Interesting.
joining the team. Are they going to elevate him to starter? He hasn't played since 2020, man.
That's
Just-
horrible. That's the terrible idea. Terrible idea.
Yeah. There has to be a better option. I mean, like, I'm blanking on all these the UFL quarterbacks, but I mean, like, God, there had to be somebody down there that you
Or
you could
an
give a
undrafted rookie. Who got Kyle McCord? Who drafted
Where's
Curtis
Curtis
Rourke?
Rourke? Or
Who
like,
drafted those guys? What?
there's got to be somebody on the practice squad somewhere you could.
There's an option. There's an option for him.
Over a literal grandpa, dude. He's a literal grandpa.
And it's Phillip Rivers too. He's got 1 million kids. So let's just double his age.
Dude, bro's been playing for so long and has so many kids that, like, he's got a kid that's got a kid now. Come on, dog.
We can't be doing this, Colts, man. We can't be doing another debacle like this. Just get somebody else, please. Please. Oh my God, dude. That's terrible.
But so I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I figured we'd break the news to everybody listening. Doesn't mean he's going to play. He's joining the practice squad, but he's part of the. I mean, that's certainly the first step. So let us know what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, drop that one in the comments, man. Is Phillip Rivers about to start for the
Get back
Colts?
to your Saints, because this was a great game out of them.
It was a solid one. But I'm thinking this rookie draft class is really impactful for the future. We're figuring out what's gonna happen. They're getting a lot of play time. It's been almost as impactful as the 2017 draft class with Kamara and Marshawn Lattimore, Andrew Van Ginkel, and Trey Hutchinson, boy from we got over. He's now in Cincinnati, but it's been really impactful. They're getting play time. Shuck's playing, Devin Neal's playing. We got all our defensive guys playing. Quincy Riley, Jonas Sanker, like all the young dudes are in. Everyone from this draft class, we're figuring out if they're going to be on this team in the future or not. And I like it. I like how they're playing. Our defense has had major improvements. Let me show you our rankings. Got to show you our rankings from last season. We were 30th in offensive yards per game for the opponent. Now we're 12th. Offensive yards per play last season, we were 28th. Now we're 11th. Third down percentage for the opponent last year, we were ranked 21st. Now we're 9th. And our sack rate went from 25th in the league to 9th as well. So really just right on the outside of being a top 10 defense in the league. Our offense has just been so wildly inconsistent that our boys have been on the field way too much, and it doesn't make them look as good. And when you got to play against the Seahawks and Rams on the road, those offenses are going to bust your ass. There's nothing else you can do. There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah, those games were just absolute slaughters. But
this one was a really just defensive battle too. Like we both came out opening drive touchdowns for both teams, and the rest of the first quarter was just us punting the ball back and forth and going for it on fourth down. It really became like this battle in between the 40s, not even like in between the 20s. Both teams were just stuck in between their 40 and the opposing team's 40-yard line, and like on the fence of going for it on fourth down or kicking the field goals or just punting. Like, this was such a defensive game. We forced 5 fourth down turnovers in this game, along with that interception that we got from Alante Taylor. 6 total turnovers forced against the team that looks like they're going to win the division. It's like we really could be competing if we really like won a couple more games early. Like if we didn't mess up that final possession against the Cardinals or the Niners. If we didn't mess up our final possession against the Patriots. We had a lot of chances. The Dolphins game last week. If we don't go for that deep shot on 3rd down and line up in a tush push on 4th and 1, we might have a completely different record. Like, not to get too ahead of myself on Shuck either. But I mean,
wasn't like anything crazy passing the football. But man, like those plays he made with his legs, like, dude, I didn't really think he had wheels like that. Like, I knew he could like scramble all right, but like, I mean, he was flying. Those are some long runs.
The 34-yard touchdown run was the first one. He had some straight wheels on that one. And that was literally just a QB designed run. The QB power to the left with Tyler Shuck, man. It was kind of crazy how we're kind of one-dimensional, but our offensive play calling is still pretty creative every once in a while. Like, we sneak in some pretty nasty runs that really catch the defense off guard. But if we try to call it again, it gets blown up.
This is one of your guys' best rushing games all season. You're in for 139 and 3 touchdowns.
Neal was the GOAT.
Dude, Devin Neal, man, he was a sneaky good pickup for me in fantasy this week, bro. He had himself a nice little game. I'm excited. That guy, he looks like he could be really good, man.
I think he definitely has got the chance to be our starter here in the near future. And potentially, with this draft class this year being so heavy on running backs, maybe build up a nice 1-2 punch. But we still got Kamara and Kendre Miller on injury right now, so we'll see what happens with the running back room. But I like where we're sitting right now. Like, Shuck's plays on big downs in this one is really what counted. Those 2 touchdown runs, one to win the game, pretty much, and one to take the lead in the 3rd quarter. It was a great game from him.
You guys
3rd and 15, strike down the middle of the field to Devon Vele on 3rd and 15 to keep the drive alive. That was before that go-ahead touchdown run. Huge game-leading drives in this one. He was put in big moments and didn't fail. It was a good test for him in this one.
I mean, he outplayed Baker Mayfield. I'll say it. Like, even though Baker had the 1 passing touchdown and he didn't, both had an interception, I think he outplayed Baker Mayfield.
He was under more pressure. Got sacked 3 times. Was able to really just manage the game. But shout out to Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Dude, I'm telling you,
4th down breakup on a pass breakup.
He has quietly been one of the most improved second-year players, I think, this season, dude. I really like everything I've seen out of Kool-Aid McKinstry. I think he's made some big plays. He looks like a really good coverage player. I mean, you guys might have one of the next great lockdown corners there. Like, I think your team's just kind of been bad, and obviously there just hasn't been a lot of highlights coming out of there as you're trying to rebuild. But I think you guys got a really special player there. I mean, he's great. He could have a future as being like a top 10 corner in the league for a long time.
It's a crazy thing to say that we're a 3-10 team and 0. We are the only secondary in the league to not have a receiver have a 100-yard game. Zero receivers have reached over 100 yards on us. We're the only team in the NFL that's done it this year. It's really surprising.
I mean, you guys got a couple more winnable games, too. I mean, you could stack together a few more wins, get some confidence going into the offseason, still have a top top 12 pick like that, around there. I gotta say, like, you've got one of the brighter futures for a 3-win team. And I'm small sample size, but I'm hating the Shuck pick less, you know?
Honestly, after that Panthers game, I was okay with it. I think it made sense for us to go after him right there. I feel like we could have still got him later. We didn't need to get him 40th, but he's playing like the 40th overall player right now. He's playing pretty solid.
One thing to consider with this game too, it was a monsoon. I mean,
it was downpouring rain.
Pouring rain all game. So obviously it's going to be a lot harder to throw the football. And despite that, only 7 incompletions. And, when it's tough to throw the ball, it's nice to have a quarterback that can make some plays on the ground. And that's what he did.
That's what he needed, man. He was even fearless on that play, too, on that last run. Head down, shoulders and helmet forward, dive in the end zone, break the pylon, touchdown. I didn't think he was going to score right there. I thought he was getting sacked. I was sitting there watching that.
Because he broke out of pressure there, man. That
was on a passing play.
He turned that from being a negative into a huge positive.
Go-ahead touchdown. And our defense, bend, don't break. This game was just complete. All 3 levels. I feel like we had a great game in this one. We got a bright future. Just got to keep doing the right things.
Yeah, Tampa, you might still win your division, but boy, you just like Emeka Buka's kind of disappeared out of this offense. They are just nowhere near as explosive or efficient as they were early in the season. And yeah, this
almost had a touchdown in this one. The Baker overthrew him. It would have really taken all the momentum out of the Saints defense, but Baker just barely missed him.
Baker was bad in this one, man. And that, I think their defense too has just been giving up some big plays in bad moments. But all right. Did you see the thing I sent you, the TikTok from Devin Neal's girlfriend or fiance or whatever? He walks in, he sees all the balloon, he's like, black and gold, Saints win. She's like, no, I got you this. This is to celebrate you getting your first NFL touchdown. He's like, oh, thank you.
Apparently her page just has a whole bunch of videos of Devin Neal just being showing his personality. But he's becoming one of my favorite rookies on this team.
I mean, he seems like a very wholesome guy. He wasn't even thinking about oh, it's because I scored my first career touchdown. He's like, it's because my team
Saints win, baby. Yeah. Gotta love to see it.
Yeah. All right. Finally, let's get to my Broncos. Like I said, this was one of the more dominant 7-point victories I've ever seen. And
those garbage time points from the
the Broncos time of possession, they had the ball for 39 minutes.
Jesus.
To 21 for the Raiders.
And Bo Nix,
it was
7 incompletions. God.
And here's the thing is we only had 6 possessions. We didn't have that many drives, dog. We just held the ball for so long. See if they have a drive charts on here to kind of really just highlight how long some of these drives were.
See, you had your first drive was 8.5 or almost 9 minutes long, 14 play touchdown drive, 8 minutes 54 seconds, and that's pretty much the entire first quarter because the Raiders had a 10-play 6-minute drive where they opened up.
Right, so so in the first quarter, the 14-play drive, 81 yards. We had a 9-play drive for 41 yards. That took 5 minutes off the clock. A 10-play, 47-yard drive that we had turned the ball over on downs. The Hail Mary, that was our shortest drive, was when we got the ball for 1 play and threw a Hail Mary.
3 seconds on the clock.
That was the end of the quarter. And then we had, in the third quarter, opened it up with a 14-play, 91-yard drive. That took up 9 minutes.
9 minutes. Because the whole quarter is gone.
Our scoring drives, we had a 9-minute drive for a touchdown, another 9-minute drive for a touchdown. And in the fourth quarter, a 19-play, 90-yard drive that took up 10 minutes and 17 seconds, and we kicked the field goal. And that's when we go up 24-7. And there's not a lot of time left. We got a 21-point lead. We kind of played way too soft and let the Raiders
scored a little quick on the first
quickly.
Touchdown. Yeah.
But then, I mean, at that point, like we got it under a minute left. Could have potentially gone for a field goal or punted it away. We tried to end the game and go for it on downs, and then it was like we didn't get it. And honestly, like the Raiders wouldn't have even got like a field goal if Brandon Jones didn't have a boneheaded penalty to cause a delay game and the clock stoppage. And it's like, I mean, they go kick the field goal to make it a 1-possession game, but as time expired, so it's like, all right, that's the first time I've ever seen a team hit a walk-off game losing field goal.
If there's ever a team that makes a tank job look more obvious, it's the Raiders. It's like, it's not even like a 19-play, 90-yard drive with 10 minutes in the fourth quarter. It's like they're just allowing you guys to. They're just letting it happen.
I mean, here's the thing: like,
not even a more obvious tank job than this team right here.
I wouldn't even say they were allowing us to. They just couldn't stop us. Like the Broncos, like longest play of the day was an 18-yard run by Adam Prentice. Like they weren't. Like they just were so committed, I guess, to not getting beat by the D play, and we were just like, we'll just take literally everything underneath. I mean, this was like to me, this gave me like the feel of like, all right, look, we know we can beat this team. Like, let's just try to get it over with as quick as possible. Let's just go on crazy long drives and bleed off the clock. I mean, we had, all of our scoring drives were 9+ minutes. And then we got the big punt return touchdown from Marvin Mims. And really, the opening drive, the Raiders moved the ball really well. Wasn't our best defensive performance. And we were playing way too soft when we were up 21 and kind of gave up that touchdown there. But this was just it was a domination in terms of time of possession, and I think the Broncos probably could have scored more points if they wanted to try to go for some deeper plays, but they were just more than happy just running out the clock. And I think it was a safer type of strategy here too, where it's like, it's not,
you
just
don't want to lose an easy one like this.
Yeah. Well, also just like in a game like this where you're doing a lot of quick passes and it's not like they're on like a ton of big plays or like guys running full speed constantly. It's like runs up the middles and stuff like that. Less chances of injuries, I feel like. And, keeping people healthy when you have a really tough stretch coming up here. I think, like Bo he did a great job of reading the defense. He made some nice throws with like pressure coming up in his face too. Like he had a really nice throw to the boundary after Jeremy Chen came on the delayed safety blitz unblocked. he rolled a little bit to evade it and then got a good throw off. Brian Baldinger, he's like Baldy NFL. He was going over a lot of Bo Nix's offensive tape on his Instagram. Like Bo looked really good, man. Like, he was hyper efficient. Was just making the correct plays. And I get like, yeah, sometimes it's a boring to watch. Like he is pretty safe with the football. He's conservative. He'll dirt it or throw it away. He doesn't like to take. He really tries to avoid getting sacked. He won't push the ball down the field a ton. But I know it's not super exciting football to take, but I think with the type of team we've got, it's winning football because what it's doing is limiting negatives. And we, for the most part this season, been able to prevent catastrophic negative plays, which are like, pick sixes or like fumbles in their own territory, blocked field goals, that type of stuff. Like we've really haven't had a ton of like catastrophically negative plays that have just really put like us in our defense in a bad position or been huge momentum flipping plays, Like we've been able to generate those typically more in our favor.
Yeah, it's been more your defense that's been
right. And like I'll take some boring quarterback play when you have a really good defense, if you're not making their job harder. Like yeah, would I like to maybe see them go for it on like 4th and 3 at midfield more often? A little bit. But also, when I have a great defense, like I'm not going to like put them in a position where they give up 1 first down, the other team's in field goal range already. Like I can understand wanting to make a team have to drive a bit further to be able to get points against this type of defense.
It's not a bad strategy. Just kind of put VJ in the driver's seat for a lot of the games because the defense is going to be just kicking the other team off the field. Like it's dominant.
I'll say this was a good offensive performance for the Broncos in this one. They had 152 rushing yards, one of their best performances without J.K. Dobbins back there. Got 2 touchdowns on the ground. Bo, like it wasn't a ton of explosives, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your offense was bad just because they didn't have a bunch of explosive plays. Like they moved the ball. They continuously picked up 3rd downs. They were 7 of 12 on 3rd down. 1 for 3 on 4th. That's not there. They weren't super great, but I mean they got the 1st down. I mean they weren't in 3rd and they weren't in a lot of 2nd and longs or 3rd and longs. No. They stayed ahead of the sticks the whole game.
Real easy yardage situations for you guys. Nothing too much, like not too much pressure on the shoulders of Harvey or Bo Nix at all. Sutton was just having himself a regular old Sutton day.
And besides the first drive of the game and the second to last drive of the game for the Raiders, the defense gave them nothing. I mean, they got 4 sacks. They held Genty to 30 yards and the Raiders to 10 yards as a team. Second game in a row where we really shut down Brock Bowers. He had the early touchdown, and then he was just out of the picture. Surtain was shadowing him a good chunk of that game. I mean, really the biggest bright spot for the Raiders was Devin White picking up 19 total tackles. Crazy performance out of him. But then again, like
Kenny Pickett,
when you have to deal with 19 play, 14 play, 10 play drives,
he's going to get a lot of tackles.
You're on the field a lot. There's a lot of runs coming your way and things like that. So, I mean, like the Raiders, they got into a position where they had a decent 12 play drive, but like then they were down by 14. It's like you can't really take points there. You had to go for it. Then they weren't able to get it, and so they had this like 5-minute long drive that ended up getting nothing.
Have Raiders fans seen enough though, and do they want Kenny Pickett starting next week against the Eagles?
Dude, maybe
get revenge
game from Kenny Pickett. Like, it's hard for me to gauge his stats because like a lot of them came on that one drive where we were just playing like
the final drive. You guys were like, whatever,
off zone coverage. Like it was just like dropping back into like quarters and like cover 4, and just like everybody was like covering 10 yards or like dropping into a zone like 10 yards or more from the line of scrimmage, and it was like, yeah, there's like even if you're not like the most elitist quarterback in the world, like that's
probably find some guys open
when you're just this off zone coverage. Like there's and not a lot of pressure. You'll be able to find some holes.
And it was all for Shedrick Jackson to make the.
It's actually Bo Jackson's like nephew, I think.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. He's on the Raiders.
Yeah.
His first touchdown.
It's a cool little footnote. So we're Broncos officially have no more easy games on their schedule though. Our final 4 opponents are Green Bay, Jacksonville, Kansas City, and Chargers. So
damn.
It'll be a gauntlet. I'm just hoping we can come out of that like 2-2. I think would be pretty. We can consider that successful. The bright side is I'm pretty sure 3 out of those 4 are home games. Yeah. So we're at home for Green Bay, Jacksonville, and LA. We do just have to go to Arrowhead still. But that ain't terrible. We've been undefeated at home this season too. So I like our chances with some home field advantage. All right. Well, we got about 40 minutes left in the show. Why don't we pop on over to college football? There was a lot to break down in the NFL this week.
Let's head on a quick break first.
Oh yeah, we can hit a quick break. Then when we come back, we will have some college football action. I'm going to refill some water, get hydrated as we break down this college action. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Till the Final Whistle on Military Broadcast Radio.
Complicates and shakes you, consumes all that makes you deep inside your bones.
KOU. Delay of game, 5 seconds before the show. But hey, thanks for watching.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Find us on the web at mbradio.net.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking live at Till the Final Whistle, hitting that final stretch, just like college football is, as conference championship weekend has passed us. The final 12-team playoff bracket is officially out, and our Heisman finalists have been released. But let's get right into it, man. We had a couple blowouts in this. BYU really crapped the bed. Virginia.
I've got our conference championship predictions right here, so we'll go through these live.
Let's see if we were right.
See. So first we have the American. This one, you were Tulane, I was North Texas. So that's going to be
for Louisiana.
It's going to be a W for Caveman.
This was the worst officiated game of the weekend, though. We're going to get into it. It was terribly officiated. Horrible calls.
Our next matchup here, going to the Sun Belt, JMU and Troy. We were both JMU, so we're going to both pick up a W there. Then we had the Conference USA, Kennesaw State versus Jacksonville State. This was actually kind of a thriller. I took Jack State, so I'm 1-2 so far. But Caveman, 3-0 in his predictions right now.
Let's go, baby.
He was a Kennesaw State believer. I should have never doubted you, Caveman. This is where you get your first L. It's at the Mountain West, but I also pick up the L here. We were both on UNLV, but the Boise State Broncos get the victory and win the Mountain West.
Madsen's best game of the year comes in this one.
21. Yeah, dude. I mean, Boise just like jumped out to a big lead and just never really gave it up.
Yeah, 28-14 at halftime.
They got up 14 and just stayed up 14 pretty much all game. All right, now let's get to our Power 5 matches. One more group of 5, actually. The Mountain West. Not the Mountain West, the MAC. Miami of Ohio, Western Michigan. We were both on Western Michigan. That's going to be W's for both of us. We were both on Western Michigan. All right. First, we had the Big 12 championship. Texas Tech rolled BYU. We both were on Texas Tech, and they had come through with a 34-7 victory. The ACC, man, Duke versus Virginia. We were both on Virginia. That was wrong, though. It was
dumbest game of the year.
Blue Devils just throwing a socket wrench into the playoff picture. The SEC championship, Georgia just pounded Bama like we both thought was going to happen. Going to be more W's for us there. And then we were both on Ohio State, but it was the Indiana Hoosiers winning their first ever Big Ten championship.
This was a crazy game.
13-10. Fantastic game it was.
I think Mendoza had some Heisman moments in this game.
It was a thrilling 13-10 matchup, which you don't say often. So that means my record on predictions was 3-5. Caveman, you 5-3. So you were a little bit more on than I was in this one.
Not bad. I'll take it. UNLV let me down.
Yeah, they did. Virginia let us both down. Really, your 3 losses were I should have just picked everything you picked, man. We would have had the same record. I wanted different on a couple, and the 2 I went different from you on ended up burning me. North Texas and Jack State couldn't pull through for me.
I honestly think the North Texas should have won.
Sorry, I'll get you back though when we predict conference championship winners for basketball. I'm going 31-0. Book it. That'd be almost impossible.
That would be insane.
Yeah. If I go 31-0 on that, I'm buying like 10 lottery tickets
I know.
and winning 10 times. All right. Well, where do we start with this weekend? Then there was some pretty good matchups, aside from a few blowouts.
I think we got to start in the American because this was by far the worst officiated game of the entire weekend. North Texas had 7 penalties, 65 yards. Tulane had 5 penalties for 48 yards. But there was a no call roughing the punter in this game that would have continued a drive for North Texas that may have brought them within one score, or it would have been 28-34.
And did North Texas join the SEC? It's like what are they doing in hypothetical matchups and hypotheticals now?
Yeah,
but no, I hear what you're saying. I was working during this game, so I didn't catch all the missed calls in this one.
I was as well.
Yeah, definitely heard that a lot of people were not happy with the officiating. Ultimately, they can't put it all on that. I think like North Texas, the big concern with them for me was always going to be their defense. And again, their defense did not play very well. They could not stop the run at all. McClure, Resloff were just both running all over them. Like Resloff really killed them on third down with his legs more than he ever did with his arms. Because he was only 13-22 passing. It wasn't like he was lighting them up or anything. And then Metzmaker, I mean, the three turnovers is abysmal. And I mean, they also fumbled 3 times and lost 2 of those. So like 5 turnovers in total is gonna.
Yeah. That 17-point second quarter from Tulane, it was 31-7 in the third quarter. So North Texas did make a little bit of a comeback. There's a lot of their turnovers and a lot of the bigger mishaps, like a pick 6 that should have been a wide open catch on a 4th and 6. Literally bounced off the receiver's hands, tipped up in the air, right into a Tulane DB's hands, walk off, pick 6. What should have been a routine pitch and catch turned into a pick 6. Like all their crazy mishaps were in that second quarter, really. They were able to lock it in, but
yeah, just too many miscues early. They dug themselves too deep of the hole ultimately.
With a minute left, Messmaker throws his 3rd pick of the game, seals it, and Tulane gets themselves into the college football playoffs. Louisiana, you guys do have some playoff football. LSU needs to get back up there. See what happens with Lane Kiffin.
Crazy that a Louisiana team will be playing Lane Kiffin's former team in the playoff.
Yeah,
it's not the LSU Tigers. No, yeah, just the inability to get after the quarterback from North Texas, plus all the short fields they were trying to defend. Too many miscues from the man. Like I really think that this game would have been a lot different if they weren't playing from behind. And I think like Tulane was more than comfortable just running the football. And maybe, I don't know, it would have been interesting to see how Resloff played if they forced him to throw the football a little bit more.
What do you say we hit up one of these blowout games?
Yeah, let's get them out of the way. Let's start with the Sun Belt. JMU is going to be the last team in. Honestly, Troy was sticking around in this one. It was 17-14 going into the fourth quarter. You're like, Troy, you got a shot. And then they just let the Dukes walk down the field. Let's see, how many plays does this drive here in the fourth quarter? It was a quicker drive in terms of time and plays, but they went 83 yards in 5 plays, and so like you just got gashed at the worst possible moment, go down 10, and then come out and get strip sacked for a fumble, return for a touchdown. So it was just that sequence right there. This went from being like a close game to a blowout in the span of 3 minutes. 3 minutes of game time.
Yeah.
I'm
really excited to see this what this JMU team's got in store for us.
There's a ton of pressure on them now. Alonzo Barnett was only at 93 passing yards. It was all Wayne Knight. And I guess
with a touchdown. Good God.
Yeah, 212 in the touch. They had 318 rushing yards. So they ran the ball really well. But again, it's Troy's defensive front. Now they got to run it against Oregon's.
It's going to be different.
There's the pressure on JMU. Not necessarily to win, but to maybe make this game competitive. It's a 21-point spread. Dude, people are already sick of the auto bids, man. Like they're pissed. And I think, this was just a weird, I don't know, like this, I don't know if this is necessarily JMU's fault. Like, I think the thought process is like, yeah, hey, you're going to have your Big Ten, your SEC, your Big 12, and ACC champs all qualify, and then we'll give it to the best Group of 5 team. We'll give them that last auto bid just so the Group of 5 can get somebody in there, get a shot at it, and then the ACC
they have no winner in. They just have a team that didn't even make the conference championship in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what doesn't make any sense.
Like there being 5
we want
auto
these
bids.
Conference winners in, but we're just going to throw in Miami.
Right. I don't think they ever intended with the criteria they set out. It was like, yeah, we'll give the Group of 5 a shot to make the playoff, or maybe, or like when the Pac-12 kind of comes back, like that, then they have a shot. They have a way to get in there too, to get a team in there if they're good enough. We'll see how that conference looks. Now it's kind of getting rebuilt. So I think people should be mad at the ACC and not James Madison, because that's the reason the ACC not having a legit, a winner that could qualify for the playoff. That's the reason JMU is in here. But there's a ton of pressure on JMU to not get blown out by Oregon. They got to at least make that look a little close.
Yeah. Or it's never going to happen again.
Yeah. There's right. Or there's just the committee's going to break some insane rule or change the criteria or something.
Well, their criteria already doesn't even make any sense because Miami is still in the playoffs and they didn't win the conference. I understand that they were still a good team and everything, but at the same time, Notre Dame lost this season their games by a total of 4 points. I get they did lose to Miami, but then it's why is Alabama in? If the conference championship game, winning or losing that, doesn't.
Also, I think
change
it
your
makes no
season
sense
too much.
because BYU, they were basically all season like they were getting punished before they even qualified for the Big 12 championship on not winning it.
They
weren't
were already the first team out.
They were always the first team out, regardless of whether they were even going to make the Big 12 championship or not. It was like 11-1 in their conference championship, and their criteria is they have to win it to get in. Alabama's like, yeah, I mean, they could win it for the bye, but if they don't, they'll just play in the first round. Like, what is that? Like, why isn't BYU? Why isn't BYU in here then instead of Oklahoma? Right? Like, BYU got punished for getting blown out playing an extra game, but Alabama's not going to get punished for it. Like, it's just obvious. It's such clear and obvious SEC bias.
It's really biased.
It's ridiculous, bro. Like,
I don't think.
I'm sorry, but like, with the way Alabama and Oklahoma finished their season, they're lucky that they're playing each other in round one. I think these two teams would probably get dismantled against most other competition. I also think if you throw Notre Dame or BYU or Utah or Vanderbilt or Texas or USC even, I think any of those teams
are better.
Win by 2 touchdowns against both of these squads. I don't trust either of these teams' offenses. I think like Oklahoma has a great defense. I'll give them that. And Bama's defense has been pretty solid all year. I don't trust either of these offenses, especially not after what Georgia did to Alabama. Like, I think Indiana is gonna just kill whoever they get. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't like BYU's just they didn't get a fair shake.
They never got a fair chance. They lost to Texas Tech once, and they were just ruled out of the playoff completely.
And I mean, dude, you're talking Tech, like Texas Tech is your only 2 losses. Yeah, I get they were blowouts, but dog, I think Texas Tech is legitimately is the 3rd best, maybe even the 2nd best team. You can maybe make the argument they're the 2nd best in here. I mean, I think it's like if you're talking greatest teams in the play or best teams in the playoff, just because of the head-to-head tiebreaker, Indiana 1A, Ohio State 1B. I almost said Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State got snubbed, man. The Cowboys had 10 quality losses this season. All right, does that mean nothing to the committee? But no, I don't know if you could. Like, I think they're both Indiana and Ohio State are both different types of the best team in there, and it's hard for me to say one is definitively better than the other. Like, I think like you could legitimately have those teams play 100 times, and it'd be like a 50-50 or 51-49 split. Like, they're that close to talent. But Texas Tech, I think that they're better than Georgia. They're better than Oregon. As much as that pains me to say, I think they're better
than Ole Miss,
better than A&M. They're better than Miami, better than Tulane or JMU, obviously, better than Alabama, better than Oklahoma.
So BYU's toughest competition this year was one of the best teams in the playoff, and they're out of it. Tell us how that makes sense.
Like, I mean, this is a revamped program. They've got oil baron money.
Tell us how that makes sense. It was one of the best teams in the country, if not the best outside of Ohio State and Indiana.
Right. I mean, they've got the potential. I forget the name of the award. I think it's the Gronkowski Award for best defensive player in the country with Jacob Rodriguez. There, they have multiple candidates for defensive lineman of the year. They had a Big 12, like multiple all Big 12 players on offense and defense. One of the best running backs in the country. Like, this is just a sick roster from top to bottom. And yeah, I know you'd probably like to see BYU be a bit more competitive against them. But, I mean, dude, you make Alabama or Oklahoma play this team. I don't care how good those defenses are. Like, if their offenses are going to be as anemic and non-functional against this Texas Tech defense as they've been the past 4 or 5 weeks, then Texas Tech might beat those teams, would probably put up like 50. It's like,
Yep.
I don't know, man. Like, I just think like BYU, they would be competitive with, they could still be competitive with 95% of the teams in here.
I think they're a physical enough team.
I think Utah's got a sick enough secondary. They could be competitive with them. I just think there was the outcry of Bama not getting in last year, and then the committee overcorrected too much and put too many SEC teams in here now.
It's just crazy to me. The runner-up didn't make the playoffs
with only 2 losses, 11-2.
2 losses. Like I don't understand that. It's like the Florida State going undefeated and not making it. Like, you got a Heisman finalist running back, one of the best defenses in the league. Like, they lost to Texas A&M, but it was 41-40. They lost to Miami, but it was a 3-point loss.
Yeah.
Like, through the rest of the season, they dominated everybody.
I will say I want to see Notre Dame. I wanted to see him in the playoff because I really like watching Jeremiah Love play. And now I'm like, it's about like that his career's in college is probably done, and we're not going to get to see him anymore.
They declared out of a bowl game.
But also, Notre Dame did this to themselves. Like, join a conference. Sorry, like you're too good to be in the conference, and if you don't get in the playoff, you're too good to play in a bowl game. You've got to play. You've got to have some conference games, man. And I mean, against ranked teams, you did go 1-2.
Yeah,
I guess
they just need to play better.
They did also have USC 2-2.
They just need to play a tougher schedule.
Yeah.
If they want to get in, if they want to guarantee make it in, then they need to play more than just Texas A&M and Miami in the first 2 weeks of the year. Especially after going 0-2 right there. If they finished out the season with no losses like they did this year, but did it against, some better opponents, they'd be in. They'd be in over Miami. And Miami would be the team that's too good to play in their bowl game. Even though, a 6-6 team might give Miami a run for their money. I don't trust them. I don't know. I still think I trust
Miami. They really close out their season very strong.
Who would their first round matchup be?
Who's Miami playing in the first round?
Yeah.
They're playing A&M. Which I
feel like they could get enough pressure on Beck.
I'm a little nervous. I don't know how A&M's going to play, man. Like, that game against Texas was it was
pretty shaky.
And you look back at their schedule and it's like, they kind of got like all the like bottom of the pack teams in the SEC. Like, it wasn't like it was necessarily scheduled that way, but they basically it's just like teams that like they thought were maybe going to be good didn't end up being good, and it was like then your most impressive win became Notre Dame, but then it was a pretty tough loss to Texas. I'm looking at Notre Dame's schedule. Yeah, after they lost those first 2, the toughest team they played was undoubtedly USC.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, like Pitt was ranked at the time they beat them, but I don't know. Like Pitt also got stomped by Miami, so I don't know how good that team really was. It was like, yeah, you beat, go 0-2, and then your victories are against Purdue, Arkansas, Boise, NC State, USC, Boston College, Navy, Pitt, Syracuse, and Stanford. Like, how many of those teams had a winning record? I don't. It's certainly a conundrum. I really wish Notre Dame. I do think Notre Dame should be in over, not over Miami though, because Miami like got them in the head-to-head, and that should mean something. That has to mean something.
That's got to mean something. I think that's why they're in.
Right, like you just can't like schedule these tough head-to-head non-conference games, and then if you win them, have the team that you beat get in the playoff over them. Like then nobody's going to do that. So I'm glad that like Miami was able to get in. I just like it's tough, like because Oklahoma was sitting right there in the playoff contention the whole time, and
got a chance for a home game national championship.
At their whole season with Oklahoma and Alabama, and I am letting some of that recency of the past few weeks, affect my decision on them here.
National championships in Miami Gardens, man. Mm-hmm. If they make a run, they got to go through Texas A&M, Ohio State, and then either Georgia, Ole Miss, or Tulane to get there. They got a pretty tough road. But Georgia and Ohio State are going to be two tough teams alone. But Alabama, Oklahoma got to be the least exciting matchup on the bracket.
No, dude, I think that's going to be like that might like legitimately be like a 10-7 ball game, dude. I'm telling you, unless somebody's offense can lock in. But dude, Mateer and Simpson both were like in Heisman talks early in the year. They look like they've never thrown the football before in their life. It's just a wild contrast, dude. I think whoever wins that game probably gets their shit rocked by Indiana in the next round up. And they'll be dispatched quite easily. Do you want to? I don't know. We got another week before these games go on. We'll see what
happens.
We'll see what news around each team comes out before. We'll give some predictions next week, but obviously there's some turnover with coaching and everything, and so we'll just see how those teams are feeling and preparing going into the college football playoff. And we'll give you some predictions next week. Let's discuss Heisman candidates. You got them up right now?
It is right now. I don't know the odds, but I'm pretty sure it's Fernando Mendoza leading the way.
Right. I mean,
saying
the game against Indiana or against Ohio State.
It's Fernando Mendoza, Julian Sayin, got Diego Pavia, and Jeremiah Love in no particular order. Those are your four Heisman finalists. I mean, I think it's got to go to Fernando, man. Playing at Cal Berkeley, being really under the radar guy for a while. The hit he took against, did you see that? He stood and delivered in the pocket, and like it looked like he was knocked out on the field for a second early in the first quarter.
Oh yeah, dude,
that was a Heisman moment right there. Just got blasted.
No, dude, he definitely was banged up a little bit in that one.
He was looking like Braum in that XFL game. Just dead on the field. Come back Like, this game was insane.
I think this game also was like just from Indiana's defense was a great like type of prove it game from them. You know, where they had the big win over Oregon, but I know there were definitely some doubts still from some people about this team. I think to just the way they've really limited a very explosive Ohio State offense. I mean, you look at like Jeremiah Smith still had 144 yards, but
it was red zone defense for Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't.
Both teams are really stout in the red area, but like
there were some special teams miscues, some good takeaways. In this one, each team had an interception, no fumbles. I think each team, their kicker missed a kick, so
it was just Ohio State's.
Jaden Fielding. I mean, he smoked like the easiest chip shot you'll see in your life, man.
Yeah, like the easiest field goal to tie the game.
And, like, they were on the right hash, dude, and he like smoked it to the left. Like he pushed that thing so far left. Like that's honestly kind of harder than just like making the field goal is to kick it from the left, the right hash, and miss it wide to the left. That's a little insane.
Yeah, that's tough.
I said, like, it wasn't like the offenses were struggling to move the ball all too bad in this one. It's just the defenses were making some big plays. And then, I mean, like teams, they kind of get into this like no man's land zone too, where you're like fourth down around midfield. Each team decided to only go for it once there. And it was Indiana that was able to convert where Ohio State wasn't. And Indiana was just slightly better on third down, 6 of 13 or 4 of 12. These two teams could be potentially on the crash course. We'll see. Like Ohio State, I think I feel like they can probably beat whoever wins the Miami Texas A&M game. I think it's going to be Miami. And then they would be on to most likely Georgia. I think like Ole Miss would beat Tulane, and Georgia would beat Ole Miss. Then that'll be an interesting matchup. I think Ohio State's better.
Yeah.
Offensively, Indiana's definitely on the tougher side of the bracket. I mean, whoever they got the 8-9, I think they'll handle. But I think they're going to have to get past Texas Tech in the semifinals to make it to the.
Oh yeah.
Championship. We'll have that prediction and more coming up next week on Till the Final Whistle. We've reached noon, so that's
noon already.
Yeah, that's going to do it for the show today, man. We had a lot to get into.
There was a lot.
We got Army-Navy game coming up this weekend. We'll give some predictions for that for you tomorrow, plus college basketball, NBA, hockey. It's all ramping up in intensity. We're
Check the top 25 for college basketball.
Starting to see some favorites emerge and everything.
U of A to the top. Number one.
Looking really good, man. There's been some really fun non-conference matchups that we're going to have to go over. So make sure you tune in tomorrow till the final whistle. Until then, I'm HG. That's Caveman on the sound. We will catch you guys in the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.